subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Synopsis. Time travel became Naruto, bound to a Baltan rise system. Good guy became a cosmic ninja in Ninja World. Mastered the skills of the ancient Baltan stars. Looking at the insults and disgust of everyone in Konoha, the corners of Naruto's mouth turned up slightly. It's time for you to see what a real monster is. Chapter 1. Hands suddenly turned into lobster claws. Inside a room in Konoha village. The scene in the room was very chaotic. Leftover instant noodles, open milk on the table, and scattered dust. Oddly enough, there are bits and pieces of bloodline on the floor. The owners of these rooms seem to belong to homeless people. And in bed, a young boy with blonde hair and a bandaged head was lost in thought as he stared at the empty ceiling. It's really miserable, that's too much. The words spoken in the young body are not in line with this age at all, because at this moment, the soul in his body has changed. 5-year-old Uzumaki Naruto. At this moment, there is an extra soul from the other world in his body. Naruto, who was lying on the bed, could feel the disgust in the eyes of the villagers passing by his room one by one outside the house. He even spit out a mouthful of phlegm from time to time and landed on the side of his house. Why isn't this child dead? Is it really hateful? Master Third Generation is too merciful to allow him to stay in the village. That is, anyway, if it were me, I would have asked him to be burned to death. Come on, just spit it out. Hey, Demon Fox, die early. He touched the wound on his head. Uzumaki Naruto came to the mirror. Then the bandage was taken off. The wound on the forehead has begun to heal. I have to say that the physique of the Uzumaki family is really buggy. But bugs belong to bugs. Why did he feel like he woke up? It seems to have mastered a special power. Naruto's thoughts moved slightly. Then, under Naruto's horrified gaze, my hand turned into a black pliers. It's like a lobster claw. What is this stuff? Naruto swallowed. Then the mind controlled it again, and the pliers returned to their original appearance. Although Naruto is a little puzzled, he probably thinks this thing is a cheat from his time travel. But what is the use of this thing? Hands turned into pliers? This thing is my own cheat. Are you sure you're traveling through the world of Hokage, not the world of the art film next door? Only next door can this thing work its best. Shaking his head, Naruto stopped thinking about it and studied it slowly later. Digest the memories in your mind first. And according to the memory in my mind, the wound on my head, it's because of the original little Naruto who doesn't understand why the people in the village hate him. So he's going to the grocery store to buy a mask, so maybe he can play with other people. But when the owner of the grocery store saw him, he angrily took off a mask and smashed it on his forehead. Then in a daze, in the thought of why you want to hurt me, Uzumaki Naruto sent it. And at that time, his soul was also replaced by a human being. Naruto touched his head at this moment. I vaguely remember that when I was injured and fainted, it seemed that Umbu, wearing a mask, appeared. That is to say, I was wound bandaged, and Umbu did it? Umbu is a special assassination unit under Hokage. In other words, the third-generation old man knew about his injury. As soon as I said Chow Chow, Chow Chow arrived. Little Naruto, I heard that you were injured. Let me see. An old man in a red royal robe pushed open the door and walked over anxiously, eyes full of heartache. Those who didn't know thought this was such a kind-hearted grandfather. Uzumaki Naruto let out a sneer inwardly. This distress is probably not for Uzumaki Naruto. It must be the distress for Nine Tails Jinchuriki. Although Naruto thought so in his heart, his face was very pure, and even a trace of grievance could be seen in his eyes after looking at it for a long time. After all, although he is very dissatisfied with Konoha now, but what use is he for a 5-year-old? Grandpa Third Generation, I'm fine. Uzumaki Naruto shook his head, then looked at Third Generation seriously. Good boy, this is your living expenses for this month. Third Generation shook his head, then took out some money and put it in front of Naruto. Thank you, Grandpa Third Generation. Naruto took it with a grateful face and then took a rough look. About 1,500 taels. According to the calculation of RMB, is about 700 yuan. 400 yuan a month. I'm really curious. Where did the commission for so many missions performed by the fourth generation go? Really greedy, despite the sneer inside. But on the outside, he still doesn't understand anything. An obedient child with a sunny face. Naruto, it's time for school tonight. Are you looking forward to it? Third generation looked at Naruto kindly, then reached out and stroked Naruto's golden hair. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I can make a lot of good friends. Naruto also showed an expectant expression appropriately. Haha. Yes, little Naruto, if you become stronger, what will you do? Third generation smiled and asked such a sentence. Eyes narrowed slightly. Naruto was startled. Come and come, if there is any temptation. Naruto thought for a while and then said firmly, I want to get everyone's approval. Let them stop hating themselves and make more and more friends. Third generation suddenly burst into laughter. My efforts were not in vain. Danzo, in the end, my plan worked out. Then little Naruto is going to work hard. Third generation touched Naruto's head, especially Naruto's injured forehead. After testing the wounds, they're almost healed. He also felt relieved. Naruto is Nine Tails Jinchuriki. If Nine Tails is accidentally seriously injured and runs out, he will be in big trouble at that time. Looking at the back of the third generation going away, Naruto watched for a long time. His eyes were very sad, until the third generation completely disappeared before his eyes. Naruto closed the door solemnly, but he could still feel that someone was watching him. He came to the desk again, with milk that was about to expire in his mouth. Naruto began to think about how to live. After all, Hokage Ninja World, it is indeed dangerous. Even if you're the protagonist, you can't be careless. Besides, the current self does not have the will to save the world no matter what, like Naruto in the original book. Whether it will be recognized by Sage of Six Paths in the end is still uncertain. So the future Konoha collapse, Pen invasion, and infinite Tsukuyomi, how to survive. Not to mention the so-called Sutsuki behind it. Ding! The Baltan Starman Rising System requests binding. Uzumaki Naruto froze for a moment. Wait a minute, did I hear something? Baltan's? System? Good guy. Come to a ninja world. You give me a cosmic ninja? Chapter 2 Skills Mastered by Crayfish, although I don't understand what the system in my mind is. However, the system, after all, is your own cheat. Still have to bind it. So, binding, and what function do you have for the system? This system was created by the Baltans to save their own race. An accident made the Baltans full of loyalty. The purpose of this system is to make host the strongest Baltans and restore the glory of the Baltans. The system's tone resounded forcefully in Naruto's mind. Naruto's mouth twitched. Baltan Star, nicknamed Cosmic Ninja. He was the villain in a special drama in his previous life. The end was indeed a bit miserable. More than 2 billion races were wiped out. But why did Mao himself become that thing? No wonder my hands turned into pliers inexplicably just now. Good guy, I really became a crayfish. And while Naruto was thinking about it, a detailed attribute panel appeared in front of him. Host, Uzumaki Naruto, race, Baltan, age, 5 energy point, 0 height, 1.5 meters ability, clone technique, illusion to create a clone that can attack the enemy. There is no difference from the main body. It will dissipate when it is strongly attacked. Blink, instantly move to another place and attack the enemy. Regeneration, when attacked, the injured skin will be shed, and a new body will appear inside. Flying ability, can freely control the body to fly in the air. Destructive light bullet. A very powerful destructive light bullet can be fired from the middle of the pincer's telepathy. Speak into your enemy's mind without opening your mouth. Split body fusion technique. It can differentiate into countless small bodies and can also fuse small bodies together to become larger. Transformation, can transform into an adult. Unlocked ability. Control gravity. Gravity storm. Chest mirror. Light wave barrier. Lightning. Freeze the rays. Think power. Destroy the light. Heal yourself fast. Restrain the light. Light absorbs reflections. Fragments resurrected. Ontology ability not unlocked. Kagura mind eye. Adamantine sealing chains. Nine tails, etc. Looking at the densely packed attributes, Naruto was a little silly. Good guy, just got all the Baltan skills. From the debut of the first generation to the fifth generation of Gaos, even the skills of the Dark Baltan Emperor. And looking at the ellipsis at the back, it is estimated that there are still a lot of skills. First, look at the skills you have mastered, including clone technique, transformation technique, and body flicker technique. There is also body replacement technique, but it seems to be the Orochimaru version from the introduction. And the attack skill only mastered a destructive light bomb. But telepathy and flying, these two are good skills. Telepathy, or can pretend to be mysterious. As for flying, for now, there are still very few people in Hokage who can fly. As for those unlocked skills, Naruto said that he was very greedy and he manipulated gravity, and he also had all kinds of cool energy attacks. System, how can I become stronger? How can I acquire these skills? Naruto hastily asked. Alive. The sound of the system made Naruto startled. It's that simple? Alive? Yes. Baltan belongs to the cosmic people, and with their own technology, their lifespan is almost endless, and the host only needs to live well. And these skills will be unlocked one by one at that time. Sound great though, but Naruto's face turned black at a speed visible to the naked eye. Being alive is indeed a very simple requirement. After all, as long as you reach 120,000 years old, you will naturally become stronger. But where's this? Hokage. Where can Naruto grab 12,000, 10,000 years now? In more than 10 years, the King of Dance will have created peace. At that time, I will be immersed in infinite Tsukuyami drunkenly. Maybe I don't feel like I'm starving to death. This broken system still saved Baltan. You save a hammer. Host, don't worry. There are ways to speed up. Huh? How speed up? Naruto raised an eyebrow. Basking in the sun, ga. Naruto didn't understand this operation a bit. Basking in the sun? Is it that simple? Absorb the power of stars, gain energy points, and evolve your body. It turns out that the highlight is obtained in this way. Naruto thought about it and became excited again. This is if you run to the middle of the sun to take a bath. Don't think about it. Host, it doesn't matter the distance. As long as you can see the power of the stars, the system can absorb it at the fastest speed. That's it. There are many ways to obtain energy points. Absorbing perseverance and strength is only the most basic. When you encounter a suitable task, you'll also get a lot of energy points when you complete it quickly. And energy points can not only be used to evolve oneself, strengthen skills, revive, or even travel through the world, but purifying oneself is the most basic thing. Naruto rubbed his chin and fell into deep thought. Although the energy point is very powerful, it is very practical. But the zero on the panel. But it's a naked reality. He looked up at the sunlight outside the house. Some looked at their own houses. The corner of Uzumaki Naruto's mouth twitched. Also embarrassing the original Naruto. He has been disliked since he was 2 years old, and finally came out and rented a house by himself. But due to height and age restrictions, he couldn't take care of himself completely. He weighed the purse in his hand. A sneer flickered across Naruto's mouth, then immediately walked out the door. In the sunshine, his golden hair became more dazzling. It is really like a little sun. Chapter 3, Konoha's Disgust. The demon fox has come out. Everyone stay away. Damn demon fox. He was the one who killed my parents. Why didn't he die? Hurry up and die. Yahoo! Stay away from the village for me. Why is Lord Third Generation unwilling to let him leave? It is simply a shame for this demon fox to stay in our village. Master Third Generation is still too kind. If it were me, I would wish to smash him into thousands of pieces immediately. Pooh. Seeing him makes me sick, with Naruto appearing on the streets of Konoha. Although the sun shines with warm energy, but looking at the disgusting eyes of the people around. Some people spat at him, and some people threw street garbage, leftover vegetables, and stones at him. Naruto suppressed the anger in his heart. He is really curious. How did the previous Naruto endure this? Is Ashura's consciousness so strong? He doesn't understand Naruto in the original book. Why must he get the approval of these people? He didn't understand, but he only wanted to do one thing at the moment. Agree? I have great strength. Why should I agree with you? I want you to surrender. Cuckoo. The sound of hunger came from the stomach. Naruto's footsteps stopped. Looked towards the restaurant along the street. And the bosses he saw, each face was full of disgust. It's like watching a broom star, and also vigilant to pick up the broom, as if Naruto would take a step towards them. Then they would raise their brooms without hesitation and attack Naruto directly. Get out. Don't come to me. See the look on their faces. Naruto continued to move forward without hesitation. Until the end of the street, a ramen shop appeared. It is the Ichiraku ramen that Konoha has been famous for a long time. This is Konoha's strongest shelter. No matter how many disasters it has experienced, it still stands tall. And speaking of it, for now, the only one who has a good impression of Naruto. In the original book, the light in the darkness of Naruto's childhood was basically illuminated by Iruka, Ichiraku, and Jiraiya. Iruka is like a father, Ichiraku is like a big brother who always takes care of him, and Jiraiya is a grandpa who plays with his grandson. But it's a pity. For now, the only one who has an affair with Naruto is Ichiraku. Without hesitation, Naruto strode directly into it. Welcome, hey, it's little Naruto. Uncle Ichiraku opened his narrowed eyes, and a warm smile appeared on his face. Uncle, bring me a tonkatsu ramen, Naruto said with a smile. Then sit near the door curtain so the sun can shine on him too. Okay, wait a minute. Ichiraku seemed to treat it like a normal child, with a smile on his face. As he came in, the two villagers who had been eating in the Ichiraku ramen immediately got up. He left with a look of disgust. Damn it, why can I see this demon fox here? That is, even a meal is not good. Ichiraku is too kind, just because he accepts this demon fox. I doubt Weather's ramen shop can continue to open. Who cares about him? Maybe he and the demon fox are also in the same group. The two talked while walking, and finally gave Naruto a cold look. Directly left. Naruto sat on the chair blankly without saying a word. I don't know what to think. Looking at the picture on the crystal ball, the third generation in the office took a puff of smoke. His face was full of hesitation. Can you hold on? Naruto. Behind him, Danzo, whose eyes and arms were bandaged, snorted coldly. Hiruzen, if you can't make up your mind, give it to the roots to cultivate. I will give you back an absolutely obedient Jinchuriki. Third generation took a puff of his pipe, shook his head, and did not speak. You are still so kind. Danzo snorted coldly. Don't forget his identity. He is the son of the fourth generation. If the people left by the fourth generation hear that Naruto has joined the root, trouble will follow. Third generation shook his head. In my mind, I couldn't help but recall the blonde young man with a smile like the sun. So what? So everything is for Konoha. Even Kakashi and Jiraiya can't stand in the way. Danzo said with a cold tone. Then he sticks a cane, expressing his furious mood at the moment. Confusion flashed in third Hokage's eyes. After thinking for a long time, I finally looked at Hokage Rock. Naruto, do you have the will to fire? Thank you, uncle. Naruto drank the ramen soup in one gulp, and then placed the bowl larger than his own face by the counter. Is little Naruto full? If you're not full, you can add more. Uncle Ichiraku said with a smile. I'm full. Uncle Ichiraku's craftsmanship is great. As Naruto said, he stretched out his hand and gave a thumbs up. Here comes a smile of the same style as Mike Guy. As long as you like it. As a chef, there is nothing like being able to hear compliments from guests who have eaten your meal. After paying the money, Naruto turned and left directly. Before I knew it, I came to Hokage Rock. Looking at the bustling Konoha below, for some reason, Naruto, under the moonlight, felt lonely. It was as if he was cut off from the world. Lie on Hokage Rock and look at the stars above. Naruto's emerald green pupils gradually closed. Third generation gave itself a total of 1,500 taels. A ramen meal cost more than 100. Third generation, really ruthless. Minato as Konoha's Jnin, or even Hokage. How many tasks did he do? The commission for A-level missions has reached the million level. There are even tens of millions of escalades. Also, if I remember correctly, Minato and Uzumaki's house should be in the middle of Konoha. Don't you even keep a home for yourself? Minato moved the house to his own name after his death. The Boruto period seems to be given to Konohamaru. Even the towels Uzumaki wove for the unborn Naruto were in that house. Chapter 4 Uses of Energy Points when a morning sun fell on Naruto on the second day. Naruto's eyelashes trembled slightly. Open your eyes at last. Did I sleep all day on Hokage Rock? Naruto looked at his dew-stained clothes. Then it became clear in my heart. My heart is also resisting going back to my home. Precisely. It is resisting to go back to Konoha. Shaking his head, he summoned his panel. Host, Uzumaki Naruto Race. Baltan Age, 5 Energy Points, 1458 Height, 1.5 meters Abilities, Clone Technique, Body Flicker Technique, Regeneration, Flying Destructive Light Bullet, Transformation. Unlocked Ability, Control Gravity, Gravity Storm, Chest Mirror, Light Wave Barrier, Lightning, Freeze the Rays, Think Power, Destroy the Light, Heal Yourself Fast, Restrain the Light, Light Absorbs Reflections, Fragments Resurrected, Ontology Ability Not Unlocked, Kagura Mind Eye, Adamantine Sealing Chains, Nine Tails, etc. Get more than 1,000 energy points after a day. But what can these more than 1,000 energy points do? System. How many energy points are needed to unlock and control supergravity? Naruto asked curiously in his heart. 1,000. Naruto even made calculations with his fingers. One day counts as 1,000, and 1,000,000 takes 1,000 days, which is 3 years. This time is a bit long. What about age? Naruto asked next. After all, Baltan also belongs to the cosmic people, a kind of monster. As long as you are alive, the ability will be slowly unlocked. It takes 1 year to convert 1,000 energy into age, and the calculation unit will be reset after reaching 110,000 years age. Note, this age means strength, not lifespan. The system will not consume the lifespan of the host in advance. 1,000 energy is equivalent to 1 year's power. This means that with each day that passes, 1 year grows older. He took a look at the note below and probably understood it. The age of energy exchange will not consume one's original age. For example, if you exchange your 100-year-old age, it was originally equivalent to his 5-year-old age, and he had mastered the power of 100-year-old. In this case, 10,000 years is equivalent to 22 years of human life. And if you reach 10,000 years old, it means you need 10,000 days. Almost 30 years. I am 5 years old now, and the Fourth Ninja World War is almost 10 years away. At that time, if I add my age every day, I will be about 5 or 6,000 years old at that time. The strength of 5 or 6,000 years should be enough to protect oneself. Not to mention that the system might send missions, and the strength might be stronger than I expected. But the only thing missing right now is time. Now is not the time to turn against Konoha. There is still 7 years before the real start of the plot. 7 years is enough for him to grow up. Naruto's eyes are dark. Immediately after that, he put all his energy on age, and the age instantly became 6 years. The height has also become 2 meters. The above calculation method is based on the calculation method of Naruto becoming a Baltan star. And Naruto's Baltan is not a second generation, dark or something like that. He is the collection of all Baltans at present. Huh? Does the collection of all Baltans count as Baltans? Naruto was lost in thought. In the Hokage office at the moment, third generation still started his voyeuristic career. First and foremost, of course, is Konoha's weapon of war, the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. When he saw Naruto still standing on the Hokage rock, his eyes fell into a daze. He didn't think about it. He saw Naruto lying on the Hokage rock last night, and he was still there when he saw it the next morning. In other words, Naruto actually lay down on Hokage rock for a whole night. This kid, do you hate what the villagers say? Third Hokage frowned. This is bad news. He and Danzo's original plan was that he would control Nine Tails in a gentle way called fighting, and Danzo wanted to brainwash them. But considering Naruto's identity, third generation decided to use another method. Danzo releases the rumor that Naruto is a demon fox. He wanted to see if Naruto would lose control in such a situation. If you get out of control, then you can only use Danzo's method. For things like brainwashing, he is more optimistic about the group boss. If it's not out of control, Let Naruto feel the influence of fire consciousness. Make him a weapon to protect the village. But from the current situation, Naruto seems to have some resistance to the village. This is not good. He had to look at Naruto again sometime. At this time, there was a knock on the door suddenly. Master Third Generation, I have returned from a mission. A voice without the slightest emotion came from outside the door. After hearing this, Third Generation immediately collected the crystal ball and shouted towards the door. Come in. The door to Hokage's office was then opened. Wearing an umbu costume, a man with a white broom had walked in. It's Kakashi, mission completed? Third Generation skillfully picked up the pipe, took a puff, and asked Kakashi. Living up to expectations, Lord Hokage. Kakashi nodded. Thanks a lot. Third Generation sighed, and the scene suddenly fell into silence. It wasn't until a while later that Kakashi looked at the Hokage rock outside the Hokage warehouse and asked suddenly, Master Hokage, how is the child? Ever since the death of his teacher, fourth Hokage, Kakashi has been in negativity. He felt like a broom star, a dead father, a dead teammate, and a dead teacher. This made him fall into negativity for a while. He could only perform the tasks in the village numbly. He also thought about visiting the teacher's children after the mission was over. But it has been stopped by Third Generation. It was not appropriate to say anything to let other people in the village know his identity. Plus, Third Generation guarantees that Naruto is doing well now, as well as the variety of tasks. He gradually ignored them, until I saw Hokage rock outside the window. Don't worry, that kid is alive and well, and the relief money was just sent to him yesterday. Third Generation shook his head calmly. Then I'm relieved. Kakashi breathed a sigh of relief. He still cared about Naruto. After all, Naruto was not born yet, and he had been a bodyguard for 10 months. Then can I go and see him? I won't let the kid notice me. Kakashi then asked. He was also a little curious about what his teacher's child looked like. Don't worry, there is still a task for you to perform. Third Generation shook his head and immediately took out a scroll from his desk and handed it to Kakashi. Kakashi froze for a moment, then took it. I see. Glancing at the quest on the scroll, Kakashi nodded. The vocation of a ninja made him obey Hokage's arrangement. Chapter 5, dealing with the Third Generation, the riverside of Konoha. Naruto is secretly using his own destructive light bomb, catching fish in the Konoha River. The current him is probably about the same as Genin. I don't know what the energy in the body is. Anyway, it comes from the Baltans. It is estimated that it is similar to chakra. But good is more pure than chakra. To put it simply, if the amount of your own chakra is 1 calorie, it can be compared to other people's chakra. I'm really curious if my chakra becomes a chatla. What kind of scene will it be? Skills are flying all over the sky, and the super gigantic upgrade is 10,000 meters. At that time, a direct destruction light bomb will blow up Konoha. Hendi, just when Naruto used to fantasize about the future. The third Hokage slowly appeared at this time, walking slowly like an old man. Naruto also sensed it. After all, telepathy also has the ability to perceive the surroundings. See what Third Generation looks like. When his eyes flickered, he came directly in front of the Third Generation. Grandpa Third Generation, I will support you. He ran up to Third Generation with bare feet. Haha, thank you, little Naruto. Seeing Naruto like this, Third Generation burst out laughing. He didn't know anything else. At least Naruto listened to him very well. This also means that my hard work for so many years has not been in vain. As a result of everyone's rejection of him, he is Naruto's only light. But although the result was satisfactory, he didn't want such a result. What he wants is for Naruto to agree with Konoha, willing to die for Konoha. I would rather die than protect Konoha. Little Naruto, didn't you come home last night? Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his inner doubts at this time. Naruto sneered inwardly. Sure enough, the surveillance on him has never disappeared. No, I was too tired from playing yesterday, so I just slept for a while. I didn't expect that it would be dawn when I woke up. Saying that, a silly smile appeared on Naruto's face. Like this, Third Generation stroked his beard. He believed what Naruto said. After all, This kid is really a bit stupid in general. Ahem, Naruto, do you want to be a ninja? Third generation coughed, then asked Naruto kindly. Now Naruto is 5 years old, and he will be able to go to ninja school next year. It's also time for him to educate Naruto about ninjas. Being a ninja, can being a ninja make them stop hating me? Naruto blinked and asked innocently. He is trying to behave like Naruto before, innocent and easy to deceive. He has no capital to turn his face. Ah, little guy, the villagers are like leaves and ninjas are like branches. The leaves depend on the branches. How could they hate you? Third generation laughed out loud. Okay, then I want to become a ninja. To become the strongest ninja, I want them to agree with me. Naruto nodded. Then he said firmly, well, the strongest ninja, little Naruto's ambition is quite big, but the strongest ninja is Hokage. Is little Naruto's dream to become Hokage? Third generation asked curiously. Dream, the dream is to make people not hate me, and then eat and sleep, sleep and eat. Listen to Naruto's answer. Third generation's face froze. Has this child been in contact with the Akamichi family recently? Then Naruto, what would you do if you gained great power? Third generation asked with a serious face. His eyes also unconsciously narrowed. The surrounding atmosphere also began to change. Naruto knew psychologically that if the answer did not satisfy the third generation, then the following days might undergo earth-shaking changes. Get powerful. I will protect Konoha. Make Konoha agree with me. Don't hate me. The air suddenly condensed. Then came the voice of third generation laughing. Young Naruto must work hard. The old man is waiting for you to become the next Hokage. Shaking his head, third generation immediately left in relief. But Naruto can still feel that in the dense forest, there's still many eyes watching him. This light is really well done. Naruto glanced at his hand. It was the one that had just supported third generation. According to Naruto's memory, third generation can be said to be the only light that Naruto has felt in these years. Under the arrangement of Danzo's boss, not to mention wantonly spreading rumors, so that the people of Konoha village have eyes for Naruto. Even the somewhat incomprehensible Genin Shinin is the same. Before the age of 2, Naruto was abused by the nanny who took care of the orphans, and he hung himself directly in the window in the cold winter. Just one meal a day for myself, until Naruto became sensible after remembering things. That is, when he was 2.5 years old. The third generation appeared. When others bully themselves, the third generation also appears. Made Naruto's only light. Really like a kind grandfather. But don't forget that you are Hokage's son. Normal life shouldn't be like Konohamaru. I am responsible for mischief every day, and I don't have to think about what to do. Instead of doing nothing like now. A lot of disgusting things rush towards him. Also descendants of Hokage. The treatment of the two is very different. Chapter 6 met Hinata time passed day by day. Now Naruto's data has changed drastically from before. Host, Uzumaki Naruto race, Baltan, age, 75, energy points, 26, height, 8 meters abilities, clone technique, body flicker technique, regeneration, flying, destructive light bullets, telepathy, transformation technique. Unlocked ability, control gravity, gravity storm, chest mirror, light wave barrier, lightning, freeze the rays, think power, destroy the light, heal yourself fast, restrain the light, light absorbs reflections, fragments resurrected, ontology ability not unlocked, Kagura mind eye, adamantine sealing chains, 9 tails, etc. Now if he transforms into Baltan, about 8 meters tall, this is already a monster level. Once appeared in front of the people of Konoha village. Then the name monster will be stoned. I really look forward to what kind of scene it will be when I appear among the leaves when I become 300 meters one day. Slap a Hokage rock. Thinking about it, Naruto couldn't help but let out a strange laugh. It's winter now. Snowflakes fell on Naruto. Compared to Kakashi's lonely scarecrow. Celebrity feels like a lonely snowman. At this moment, he was squatting on the edge of the lake. Look at the little snowflakes. More than half a year. At this moment, his strength is about the same as that of Chunin. The power of destroying light bullets is enough to compare with Rasengan. Anyway, a big tree hug by one person. Its destructive bullets are powerful enough to penetrate. And body flicker technique, in fact, does not have the word technique itself. There are only two short words. It is obviously different from the body flicker technique in Hokage. To put it simply, what Naruto masters is the teleportation of teleportation. That's right. It's time and space ninjutsu. Because once he was using it, he actually found out. This skill of mine can completely hide chakra. And the body flicker technique in Hokage. Although the speed is very fast, the use of skills still depends on chakra. So even though the speed is fast, it will still be perceived in front of the strong. Time and space ninjutsu is different. Chakra can be completely hidden in the space when using ninjutsu. Let the enemy never know when you will appear behind you. This is why time-space ninjutsu is scary. The monitoring on Naruto may be the last conversation with third generation. He felt that there were fewer eyes watching him. It also allows him a certain amount of free time. You can practice the skills you have mastered. After a series of trials, he finally discovered that the most pervert is the body split technique. His own body becomes a small Naruto the size of thumb. If you encounter enemies, you can run away. What's particularly frightening is that the system said that this skill can also complement the resurrection of fragments. In the future, my body will be scattered tens of thousands. As long as one body is alive, it means that Naruto will be intact. But now he can escape from Konoha completely without anyone noticing. But he doesn't have to. After all, as long as he controls Nine Tails well and doesn't let him go berserk, third generation can still protect itself. So Konoha is also a pretty safe place for him. As for the disgust of the villagers. Anyway, every time Naruto walks on the streets of Konoha, he will keep repeating in his heart that they are all dogs. They're all dogs. They don't need to be angry with animals. They don't need to be angry with animals. So he endured it for so long. Suddenly, a wronged little girl appeared on the street in front of Naruto. And beside her, there were three burly boys. The girl showed big white eyes, full of horror. Even the body trembled slightly in fear. You white-eyed monster. Who are you trying to scare with those white eyes? How ugly. That's right, the eyes are actually white. It's heresy. I heard that everyone in their family has white eyes. This is a family of monsters. People around the girl were talking about it. One of the fat men reached out and pushed the girl with white eyes. Hey, what are you doing? Naruto walked over with a bad tone at this time. The reason is simple. She knows this girl. Hyuga Hinata, the legendary princess. That is, the wife of Naruto in the future. The most interesting thing is that when Naruto was 3 years old, he also saved Hinata in this way. And now that it is almost 6 years old, it seems that there is another hero saving the beauty. Of course, these are secondary. The most important thing is that Hinata will secretly put some instant noodles or meatballs at her door when Naruto is not at home. This shy little girl then use her own way to repay Naruto's kindness. The original Naruto may not know, but the Naruto at this moment is as different as the previous Naruto. One night, he felt this little voice at her door. An apple was delivered. Hey, it's you, the monster. Are you two monsters planning to join forces? The fat man who was the leader pointed to the two of them and said. Then his face suddenly became excited. Just let me. Let's defeat you two monsters. Hearing the kid's words, Naruto was almost annoyed. Good guy. This kid is really ignorant. Konoha's Hyuga clan doesn't know either. He actually regarded by Yin as a monster. How many people envy the power of white eyes? How ignorant. Anyone who dares to say that in front of Uchiha. It's not your fault for a few days. And the little fat man obviously didn't know what Naruto was thinking. He directly stepped forward, waved his fist, and pushed towards Naruto. Naruto snorted coldly. He was looking at this little fat man and himself now. It's as if a kindergartner is jumping at an adult. Naruto turned sideways, avoiding the little fat man, and then stretched out his feet. Tripped the little fat man who was running. Immediately, a human face was printed on the white snow. Ah, the monster hit someone. Seeing this, the other two children quickly ran away crying. The little fat man who was tripped by Naruto also had tears and snot. Started crying loudly. Chapter 7 Scaring Nine Tails. It's noisy. Naruto frowned. No matter when, the cries of bare children are the most annoying. Now he couldn't help but punch this little fat man's fat face. The little fat man seemed to feel Naruto's unfriendly expression. The crying stopped abruptly. Wiping his nose, he quickly got up and turned around to run. Enigadote. Hinata lowered her head, playing with her hands, not daring to look Naruto in the eye. It's just that the red cloud on her cheeks means that her heart is not at peace at the moment. Naruto paused, then teased and said, "You should know the way home." He has not forgotten that the last time he met Hinata was when Hinata got lost. My name is Heiga Hinata. May I know your name?" Hinata asked cautiously. "Of course, Uzumaki Naruto, that's my name." Naruto patted Hinata's shoulder carelessly. Then, "It's smoking." He really can't believe it. Some people are so red that they can smoke. Is this really reasonable? In the end, Naruto still did not send Hinata back to the Hyuga family. The reason is simple. The bodyguard came out, and interestingly, this seems to be a trial for Hinata. Smiling Naruto didn't care either. He returned to his home. And the Hyuga family at this moment. Hinata's bodyguard is reporting what happened today to Hyuga Hayashi. Naruto's guess was not wrong. What happened to Hinata today was indeed a test arranged for him by the Hyuga family. After all, his daughter is the future head of the Hyuga family. But judging from today's performance, Hinata's performance is a bit unqualified, facing the ridicule and attack of the enemy, although he just stood there helplessly. Master Patriarch, do you want to warn that brat? He has had too much contact with Master Hinata, one the Hyuga asked. Hayashi shook his head immediately. He has more or less guessed Naruto's identity. After all, he and Namake's Minato can be said to be in the same class. And the characteristics of Naruto, blonde hair, Uzumaki, and Demon Fox. He is not a fool. How could he fail to guess Naruto's identity? Although he didn't understand what the intention of the third generation was, the Hyuga clan, didn't want to cause trouble. Don't worry about that, kid. Just let it be. By the way, let those who join you not target him. Seeing it is the same as not seeing it. Hayashi hurriedly ordered. Understood. Naruto felt strange at the moment. It seems to be sleepwalking, but there's a heavy pressure on the body. There is also the sound of ticking water all around. He tried his best to control the strength of his whole body, to open his eyes. However, the scene in front of him stunned him. The scene in front of him was very dark. It's like a sewer. The ground is murky water and ahead. It is a huge cage, and in the cage, it is an orange-yellow behemoth. Red eyes opened. It was full of tyrannical, murderous intent. Naruto could even feel it chill down his back. Is this Kurama? Naruto looked at the fox in front of him in shock. The nine tails on the back of the fox began to dance wildly. Little devil, you are here. Nine Tails directly bared her big teeth ferociously and looked at Naruto unkindly. I am coming. Naruto took a deep breath, restraining the shock in his heart. Said calmly, isn't it just a fox? If there is an orange cat, of course there will be an orange dog. Foxes are canids, so treat them like orange dogs. Then do you want to feed him a little fatter? After all, according to the laws of the universe, big oranges are the most important thing. You shouldn't be here. Nine Tails smiled ferociously. But I'm still here. What Naruto said, I was a little confused. Why is this line so familiar? Here we come. Are you ready to be eaten by me? When saying these words, Nine Tails perched on the ground all the time. He shook his head suddenly. A pair of paws lay directly on the railing. The big faceplate is directly attached to it. It looks very hideous, even the tone that Nine Tails made when roaring. It made Naruto's hair fall back unknowingly. Well, Kurama, don't be so violent. Naruto seemed unable to see the ferocious face and fierce mouth. Walked straight ahead, then stretched out his finger and flicked directly at Nine Tails' head. Just confused Nine Tails. Damn kid, do you treat this old man like a pet dog? After reacting, Nine Tails immediately roared at Naruto, wanted to swallow Naruto in one bite. Such a shameful action. Not even Sage of Six Paths did it to him. This brat, are you really not afraid of me? This made Nine Tails, who once thought he was evil, fell into deep thought. And most importantly, how does this kid know his name? The name Kurama, besides the old man of six paths, no one else seems to know it, right? It would be great if you were a little smaller. You must have been cute when you were young. Naruto crouched directly in front of Ninetales' cage, blinking and blinking at Ninetales. Ninetales is about 70 meters tall. If he becomes 700 meters huge, then it seems that he is no different from a dog. Shut up. Be careful that I eat you. Ninetales said viciously. He was in a daze at the moment. Can't figure it out. Why is a mere 6-year-old kid not afraid of himself? Doesn't the old man look fierce now? It's not right. He looked down at himself, reflected in the water. It's still fierce. Then why isn't the kid in front of him afraid? Relieved, Ninetales raised his head and looked at Naruto again. However, just look at it. The scene fell into silence, blinking and blinking, red eyes that were very fierce just now. It's cute at the moment. Monster! Ninetales let out a scream and then acted like a frightened cat. The body bounced back violently. Chapter 8 Minato Green Kushina. It is difficult to imagine a monster of more than 70 meters. A scream similar to a female voice actually came out of his mouth. The most important thing is that he obviously has a ferocious face, a huge body, and powerful strength, but he behaves. It's like a frightened kitten, which was lying fiercely in the locked place just now. But now it shrinks directly to the back. What kind of monster are you? Kurama looked at the 8-meter-tall humanoid in front of him in horror. He wanted to get Minato out right now, then tie him up and whip him fiercely with the small leather whip. Look at where you sealed me. Didn't you say it was your son? You green Kushina? Is it to have a baby with a crayfish? Naruto was always a little helpless. He couldn't figure out why Kurama shamelessly said that he was a monster. Could it be that the appearance of a Baltan star is so terrifying? Naruto completely forgot that when he was a child and saw the Baltans come on stage. He looked terrified again. Should I say it or not? The Baltans are indeed a bit scary. In addition, he would make some ha-ha-ha sounds from time to time when he appeared on the stage. It's just a shadow of childhood. Of course, that's not what Ninetales fears the most. That's why it's so scary. It's all because Naruto originally looked like a 6-year-old child in front of him. But he just kept his head down. When he looked at Naruto again, he had turned into an 8-meter-tall Baltan star with a ferocious complexion. This sudden change is like playing rock, paper, scissors with a mirror, but you in the mirror actually won. That's what it feels like. You'll be terrified right away. And Naruto restrained his inner smile. He really wanted to scare Ninetales, and he didn't dare to use Baltan's power in Konoha. So let's try to seal the space. Should it be said that Baltan's power is indeed very strong. It is indeed a loyal family, but he never expected that Ninetales would be so timid. Aren't you the #1 beast in the ninja world? Don't children cry when they hear your name? Just the Ninetales in front of you. It directly subverted the Ninetales image in his heart. Roadless race. You bloody brat. Ninetales became exasperated. Looking back on my performance just now, it was indeed a bit embarrassing. Naruto doesn't care about the distraught Ninetales. At this moment, he turned into Naruto again. He looked curiously at the cage in front of him, especially the seal above. It seems that just by unlocking it, Minato and Kushina's chakra will appear. And watch Naruto change from the monster just now to the previous one with his own eyes. Ninetales was also lost in thought. Little devil, what ability do you have? Ninetales asked out of curiosity. Take it as a talented blood successor. Naruto didn't know what to say either, because now he doesn't know what kind of situation he belongs to. Is it to have a Baltan clone? It is obviously a human body, but it can become a Baltan star. It's a strange feeling, looking at the pitch-black pliers in his hand. Naruto sighed. The Baltan stars come from strong to strong. At least let Naruto have the power to protect himself in the ninja world. But he is ugly. After all, in this world, the 3 views follow the 5 senses. Appearance is justice. Maybe in the future, he and Ten Tails will appear at the same time. The ninja allied forces may not know who they will attack. Hum hum. Seeing Naruto's dazed look at the moment, Ninetales suddenly laughed. Reflexively, Naruto also let out a grin. The scene suddenly fell into silence. Naruto was also a little embarrassed and overwhelmed. This is completely conditioned reflex. Instinct engraved in DNA. Little ghost, the way you look just now, you should have a lot of power. Nine Tails ignored Naruto's smirk just now and directly asked gloomily, Strength? It's fine against normal Chunin. Naruto explained. He can deal with Chunin in human form now, but Baltan should be able to fight a Chunin without much trouble. Ordinary Chunin, only then, like someone with thick eyebrows. Since you have such a powerful force, why don't you take revenge on those villagers who hate you? If you don't have enough strength, you can come to me, and I can borrow your more powerful strength, even if you destroy the entire Konoha. Nine Tails narrowed his eyes, and his voice was full of bewitchment. Can it only be said that it is a fox? Even if it's a male fox, seducing people is still the first class. You just want to get out, don't you? Naruto directly interrupted Nine Tails' bewitching. Facing Naruto's straightforwardness, Nine Tails didn't know how to answer. Yes, he just want to get out. No one wants to be locked in a small cage all the time. Speaking of which, he was angry. Senju Hashirama, that idiot. I slept soundly in the middle of the forest. Don't say anything when this product comes over. Just lift yourself up like a chick. Then said to him, your power is too strong and needs to be sealed. TMD, is this speaking in human language? Pick me up like a chick and say I'm too strong? Back then, he wanted to spit the tailed beast bomb straight in his face. If you go out, come and make a promise. Naruto looked at Nine Tails firmly. Oh, a deal. Nine Tails stretched out his paw and stroked his chin, then sit up straight away. He looked down at Naruto in front of him. Chapter 9 notice from Ninja School. What do you want to do? Do you need my power? As long as you untie the talisman paper on it, you will be able to gain the power to destroy Konoha. Those who bully you and those who hate you will sell it in an instant. Nine Tails said calmly. His face also became serious. Until now, he has not given up bewitching Naruto. He wants revenge on the fourth generation. At this moment, he didn't treat Naruto as an ordinary kid. Rather, a creature treated equally. I hope we can be friends, and when I am an adult, I will release you. Naruto said in a deep voice. His face was serious, and it didn't seem like a lie. But Nine Tails laughed. I will no longer believe what humans say now. Get out, say Nine Tails with a roar. And Naruto's body flew backwards like a cannonball, until it disappears. The dark sealed space fell into silence again. Old man Six Paths, what exactly are you prophesying? The voice of Nine Tails resounded leisurely in this space. The red eyes gradually closed. Nine Tails seemed to be in a deep sleep at this moment, and Naruto just felt dizzy. When I opened my eyes again, I saw the familiar ceiling. Come back. But this stinky fox is really irritable. Naruto's mouth twitched, but he can also understand. After all, what happened to Nine Tails was really tragic. This is an honest and responsible beast in the mountain village, but he meets Namadara and Hasalama. He was overridden again and imprisoned again. Until now, Senju Hashirama is all over. He is still being sealed. In fact, Naruto still wants to get along well with Nine Tails. And to be honest, he doesn't really need the power of Nine Tails. But now, it is estimated that Nine Tails does not want to see himself. Let's talk about this later. Half a year has passed. The data of Naruto's body at this moment also undergone earth-shaking changes. Host, Uzumaki Naruto, race, Baltan age, 213 energy points, 65, height, 13 meters, abilities, clone technique, body flicker technique, regeneration, flying, destructive light bullets, telepathy, transformation technique, quick self-healing. Unlocked ability, control gravity, gravity storm, chest mirror, light wave barrier, lightning, freeze the rays, think power, destroy the light, restrain the light, light absorbs reflections, fragments resurrected, ontology ability not unlocked, Kagura mind eye, adamantine sealing chains, Nine Tails, etc. Now his strength is comparable to that of a normal Chunin. This is still the case of being transformed, showing the original body. It is estimated that except for a few special Chunin, Konoha's Chunin has no one to be his opponent. During this period, he also unlocked a new skill as he grew older. Quick cure. Naruto also deliberately tried, with the blood of his Uzumaki clan. The wound, which was as big as an arm, recovered in 3 seconds. He even wondered if his body was almost as good as Senju Hashirama's. And just today, while he continued to bask in the sun on Hokage Rock, the third generation appeared. Naruto's heart tightened suddenly. It's coming. It's time to show off your acting skills. Grandpa third generation, why are you here? Naruto asked suspiciously. Haha, Naruto, I have something nice for you. Third generation laughed out loud. Naruto's eyes lit up. Could it be that he gave himself money again? Thinking about it, he looked at third generation with expectant eyes. It's a notice from the ninja school. As third generation said, he immediately took out the notice from his pocket. There's also a ninja school mark on it. God. Naruto was stunned for a moment, and then he realized it instantly. That's right, I'm already 6 years old. It's time to go to ninja school to learn. He had been looking forward to this day for a long time. The chakra extraction that he has been thinking about can finally learn. Naruto thought excitedly. Then he held the admission notice very preciously in the palm of his hand. It looks like little Naruto is also looking forward to going to ninja school. Third generation said, slightly surprised. Yeah, because you can make more friends after entering the school. Naruto nodded. Third generation suddenly burst into laughter. Make friends. Make friends. The deeper the bond with Konoha, the happier he is. Naruto, I also hope that you can teach more friends in school. The old fallen leaves have fallen, and you, the new generation, are needed to continue to maintain the big tree of Konoha. Third generation said with a sigh. Yeah, don't worry, Grandpa third generation. I will definitely protect Konoha. Naruto said firmly. Seeing Naruto like this, third generation is even more proud. It seems that their plan is still a success. He originally thought Naruto had changed, but after such a long trial, he already had a clear understanding of Naruto in his heart. Although it has become more withdrawn, but this is normal. After all, which village's Jinchuriki is not lonely, and such Naruto, no extra thoughts. I don't think about taking revenge on the village or anything. In addition, it has its own unique light for guidance. He believes that Naruto will be Konoha's most successful combat weapon. Before protecting Konoha, you must protect yourself. Third generation said earnestly. After all, the ninjutsu learned in the ninja school is dispensable to Naruto. For third generation, Naruto just needs to master Nine Tails. That was the biggest surprise. Chapter 10, seeing Nine Tails again, the third generation is finally gone. Looking at the back of third generation going away, Naruto also breathed a sigh of relief. The most difficult period has survived. My performance in front of third generation was quite good. At least the human setting has stood up. A obedient, passionate student who loves the will of fire. Such people are Hokage's favorite. After all, who doesn't like an obedient dog? And the next 6 years of ninja school is enough for him to develop slowly. When the time comes, the fully developed self will be a very simple matter, even if he leaves Konoha. No, it would be too kind to Konoha to break away from Konoha. The grievances of the past 6 years must be vented. Naruto's eyes are dark. Immediately afterwards, walked down Hokage Rock. Ignoring the gazes of the villagers, he walked straight towards his home. Look at the trash by the door. The corner of Naruto's mouth twitched, and he could vaguely see the smug gaze behind him. These stupid villagers did it again. Sighing, he kicked the trash directly behind him. A few people peeping from a corner. He was directly turned into a garbage man. Asked for trouble. Didn't even look at those people. Naruto went straight back to his room, solemnly locked the door. Then came to the window. Feel the warmth of the sun. Unknowingly, he felt sleepy. Boom. His head hit the table directly. Naruto fell into a deep sleep, and his consciousness returned to the sealed space. Yo, long time no see, Kurama. Naruto smiled and waved to the orange dog in front of him. His eyes were a bit tangled. He was not used to seeing such a thin orange creature for the first time. Little ghost, from your birth to the present, I can clearly see everything you have experienced. Nine Tails' deep voice sounded. The tone was very bewitching. The smile on Naruto's face didn't change. He also knows what Nine Tails knows and what Nine Tails doesn't know. He knows it too. Don't you resent those people? You didn't do anything, but you have to be treated like this, thrown in the trash and spat on. What's so good about such a person? Come on, use my power and let Konoha feel the pain together. Nine Tails wagged his tail, looking very excited. That's right. What he said got him excited. However, Naruto's face remained unchanged, still looking at Nine Tails calmly. Finally, just because I can't stand it anymore. He jumped on it directly. A big face was directly attached to the cage where he was trapped. His eyes were bloodshot and majestic malice surged out. Damn kid, what the hell do you mean? Who are you doing that monkey-looking expression to? Nine Tails became exasperated. He said so much, but Naruto's expression still didn't change. It felt like he was the same as the clown. Nine Tails' violent temper could not be contained at all, so directly, angrily climbed forward. If it wasn't for this crap in front of him, his claws would have pierced through Naruto's chest like 6 years ago. Konoha, I'm naturally resentful, Naruto said. The first sentence that was spoken made Nine Tails quiet down. A pair of eyes about the size of Naruto stared at him firmly. However, I don't need your power. I don't need you at all. My own power is enough to take revenge on Konoha. Naruto shook his head and then directly transformed into a Baltan star. A huge monster of 18 meters appeared in the sealed space, accompanied by ho 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 laughter. The scene suddenly became a little cold. Hee hee, rely on yourself? Don't you think it's too late? If you use my power, you can take revenge now. Nine Tails couldn't help laughing while speaking. His eyes were full of pride. It's pointless to use your power. Besides Kurama, what's the point of thinking about revenge every day? Now that Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara appear in front of you, do you dare to fight them? Naruto asked directly, and Nine Tails looked like he saw a ghost. How do you know their names? And looking at Naruto's words, it seems that he knows about himself and Senju Hashirama. Have you heard my story? Nine Tails asked with a confused face. No, you have stories written all over your face. Naruto shook his head, just your resentful expression. He is not blind. Nine Tails, do you want to be friends together? Naruto asked with a smile. His heart is never dead, friend. What joke are you talking about? You humans will also be friends with tailed beasts. Nine Tails laughed disdainfully. The people he met, whether it's Uchiha Madara or Senju Hashirama or Uzumaki Mido and Uzumaki Kushina, no one willing to regard tailed beast as a friend, but a naked tool, weapons of war. So, Nine Tails disdains humans. What's more, his observations in Naruto's body these years, Konoha Shinobi Village, the inferiority of those villagers. It made him hate humans even more. However, he is quite satisfied with Naruto's performance in front of him. At least, the current Naruto has not followed the path arranged by fourth generation. After all, when he was sealed, he could clearly see the methods shown by the fourth generation. He still purposely divided himself into two halves, so that his son could master Nine Tails well and become a hero to protect the village. But unfortunately, the development of things did not go according to the arrangement of the fourth generation. Not only did Naruto fail to become the hero of the village, instead, it became a sandbag to be vented. I don't want to protect Konoha either. Instead, I want to destroy Konoha. Ha, really interesting. I really don't know what the expression on the face of the fourth generation will be when they know these things. Chapter 11 Minato appears. Why can't we be friends? You also have wisdom. You are also human. It's just that you belong to a relatively large person. Naruto shook his head and explained. Nine Tails fell silent. To be honest, it was the first time someone said he was human. If he heard this sentence in the past, that person would laugh wantonly. But now for some reason, he couldn't speak. Little devil, did you see that seal? Tear it off. I'll be your friend. Nine Tails laughed with his mouth open. Naruto looked at the talisman that sealed the Nine Tails cage. If I remember correctly, if I tear it off, Minato's chakra will appear, right? How to face Minato then? To be honest, it was really awkward for him to call someone dad for no reason. And will Minato prevent him from what he is going to do in the future? Well, Naruto sighed. Well, sooner or later you have to face this. Thinking of this, he did not hesitate. Came directly to the cage that trapped Nine Tails. However, Naruto seemed to have thought of something. Hastily asked inwardly, Crayfish, Can energy points store Minato's chakra? Crayfish is the name he gave his system. Very fitting. Host, you're a little strange. It's obviously chakra. So when he dissipates, don't you just replenish him and you're done? Crayfish responded with a puzzled look. He was a little skeptical. Did he choose the right host? Why do you feel a little stupid? I have a fart chakra. Naruto complained directly. Now he doesn't know chakra refining. Moreover, he becomes the energy in Baltan's body, which is higher than chakra. I just don't know his name, so I named him Chakra, etc. There is no chakra by itself, but the nine tails in front of you. He is the #1 chakra group in the ninja world. Nine Tails also felt Naruto's burning eyes. Immediately, his scalp became numb. Damn kid, what are you thinking? Nine Tails couldn't help roaring. Naruto also regained his composure. No, Minato can't be left alone. You can let him exist, but you can't let him perceive everything that happens outside. Nine Tails, I have a question for you. Naruto opened his mouth and looked at Nine Tails. What do you want to ask, Brad? Nine Tails pulled the water under his body, looking a little bored. If someone else appears in the sealed space, will he perceive what I have experienced? Naruto raised the doubts in his heart. He didn't want Minato to see what he was going through. Maybe it's, I feel ashamed. For example, you finally got admitted to university and developed in a big city. Your parents are proud of you, but in fact, only you know how humble you are in this city. But you don't want to tell your parents what you're going through. That's what it feels like. Of course not. Only I have a connection with your chakra. So only the old man can see what you have experienced through the chakra in your body. Nine Tails barked a laugh. Speaking of which, his joy for so many years is watching what Naruto experienced in the sealed space. Even seeing Jinchuriki being rejected, he was a little proud. This is the fate of peeping at the power of the old man. You deserve it. That's it. Then please. After getting an accurate answer, Naruto directly stretched out his hand towards the talisman paper above. The eyes of Nine Tails are gradually getting bigger. He never thought that Naruto would be so easily fooled by him. Is the wish that I have always dreamed of coming true come true? His eyes became more and more expectant. Nine Tails' pupils were fixed on Naruto. Can't help but recall in my mind what Naruto said to him before. I want to be friends with Tail Beast. Does this little guy really want to be friends with himself? Looking back on what Naruto has experienced over the years. Can't make friends and is rejected by everyone. Is that why he longs to make friends? Treat yourself as a friend. It's so funny. Unknowingly, Nine Tails' heart has slowly accepted this 6-year-old kid. And just when Naruto's hand touched the seal paper, suddenly snap, a hand shining with golden light appeared. Grabbed Naruto's wrist directly. Naruto ba! A gentle voice rang in Naruto's ears. Even though he knew it was the result, Naruto's heart trembled unknowingly. Nine Tails was immediately stunned, with question marks on his face. This suddenly appeared, grabbing Naruto's hand, a blond man wearing a royal robe. It is Namake's Minato, who sealed him. Damn Namake's Minato! How dare you show up? The moment he saw his enemy, Nine Tails roared angrily. The sound resounded throughout the sealed space. I can't wait to tear Namake's Minato to pieces. It didn't even occur to him to kill him. Namake's Minato actually stayed behind. Hey, Nine Tails, long time no see, but I don't have much time left, so I won't chat with you. Minato smiled slightly, then explained to Nine Tails. Then turned to look at Naruto. Naruto, however, as soon as he called out Naruto's name, Naruto disappeared directly in front of him. What? Namake's Minato was taken aback. Then he immediately looked at Nine Tails. Nine Tails, did you drive Naruto out of the sealed space? At this moment, Minato's voice hides anger. Even if he is in a good temper now, he can't help but get angry. Finally able to see the unborn son. But he hadn't finished speaking, and he hadn't even heard his son's voice. Just disappeared. Oomph. The old man doesn't bother to do this. Nine Tails snorted coldly. But I was surprised in my heart. The last time Naruto came, he was still kicked out of the sealed space. But this time, he actually left by himself. It's really interesting. Naruto. Chapter 12 Ninja School Naruto is also sitting at his desk at this moment. Looking at his hands, He didn't know what he was thinking. He originally thought that even if the fourth generation appeared, he would face it calmly. However, his mind was disturbed. Hear the gentle voice of the fourth generation. I escaped by myself. He really didn't want to face Namake's Minato. Perhaps the time has not come. Or maybe it's just simply not daring. But, although he is gone, but at the moment, Ninetales is miserable. Naruto is gone, leaving only Namake's Minato. Two people at the moment in the dark enclosed space. Although Ninetales has been clamoring for revenge on Konoha and Minato, I can't wait to tear Minato to shreds. But when Minato appeared in front of him, he is cowardly again. For this Minato who split himself in half. Ninetales does have a bit of psychological shading. But when he heard Minato's questioning, also anxious, it's none of my business. That's because he doesn't want to see you. Ninetales took a sip of Namake's Minato directly. Naruto, he doesn't want to see me. Hearing what Ninetales said, Minato's eyes were a bit lonely. Looking at his body that gradually dissipated, there was a wry smile on his face. If I were Uzumaki Naruto, I wouldn't want to see you either. Ninetales pouted. Did something happen to Naruto? Hearing what Ninetales said, Minato was a little sure that Ninetales knew something inside. That's more than enough. Ninetales gave an amused smile. Can I hear Naruto's story? Minato asked hastily. See for yourself. Ninetales curled his lips. He was not the kind of tailed beast that would expose other people's privacy. Moreover, he seems to understand a little bit now. What does Naruto mean when he opened the seal and said, I'm bothering you? Watching Minato's disappearing body, just for a snort, then stretch out the claws. The claw pointed at Minato. Huge chakra flows from his fingertips, as if there is a hidden water pipe between him and Minato. It flowed directly down the paw to Minato's body. Minato's dissipated body gradually stared. It's chakra, Ninetales you. Minato was a little surprised. He never expected that Ninetales, who had always hated humans, would actually save him. Even if you're lucky, Ninetales sneered. Thanks to Minato, who appeared here now, but everyone else can only helplessly dissipate. The chakra from Ninetales is not so well blended. As a hated tailed beast, in the chakra of Ninetales, there is quite a lot of negative emotions. Thanks to Minato's half Ninetales in his original body, his chakra was barely contaminated. Can be blended with Ninetales' chakra. If it is someone else, it may speed up the rate of dissipation. And Ninetales has another idea. He wants to keep Minato, and later, find an opportunity to share what Naruto has experienced over the years. Share directly to Minato to watch. He wanted to see what Minato's expression would be like at that time. However, not now. Still waiting for Kushina, this curmudgeonly blood-red pepper. If you know what happened to your son over the years. If so, I'm really curious what will Konoha become at that time. Then, Ninetales, can you tell me how Naruto has been these years? Minato's eyes were pleading. Ninetales grinned openly. Of course it's okay, but it doesn't work. If I want to see it, I will let Kushina see it. The two began to whisper in the sealed space. And Naruto, lying in bed, not knowing what to think. The next day, early in the morning, Naruto took the notice to the ninja school. Ninja school is still very iconic in Konoha. What's more, there are a lot of people in the ninja school today. After all, it is the day when a new generation of students enters the school. The adults brought their children, hand in hand, and went to the school gate to sign up. There is a big brother carrying a younger brother on his back. Dad leads son. What's more, they're directly accompanied by their parents. Everyone had a happy smile on their faces. And the contrast is, Naruto put his hands in his pockets alone. A picture of salted fish walked in. And with the arrival of Naruto, most of the people had a disgusted look on their faces. Damn it, why did this demon fox appear in Konoha's ninja school child? Please don't play with this demon fox when you enter school in the future. He is a monster master Hokage. Actually let him come to the school. What if he turns into a demon fox and destroys it? Stay away from him. Son, sure enough. Without exception, people who saw him. Without exception, it is not disgust. He was still swearing. Protect your children one by one. It seems that if Naruto disagrees, he will turn into a fox and hurt them. The notice was handed over to Konoha's teacher in charge of recruiting students. Although this teacher hates Naruto, but he had to accept third Hokage's order. I can only pinch my nose and tell Naruto's class. Naruto doesn't care about him either. As expected, my class is Class 1, Grade 1. Not surprisingly, the teacher who teaches is Irika. I came to the training ground by myself. If I remember correctly, third generation seems to come here to brainwash. Came to the training ground. He also saw many familiar people in the original book. Itachi leading Sasuke. 2 pineapple heads, one big and one small. They all look like salted fish. And Fong and his sister with oil paintings on their faces. Many people. And Naruto himself just found a direction against the tree. He leaned directly on the tree and looked ahead quietly. The world seemed to be split in two. One piece is lively and warm. One is cold and lonely. Chapter 13 Minato's Sorrow Minato in Naruto's body. Seeing this scene in front of him can't help but feel heartbroken. That's right. Minato can also see what Naruto is going through at this moment. Although Ninetales did not agree to let him watch Naruto's past. But Ninetales said, Naruto, these years have been hard. At first, Minato was a little bit incredulous, but he couldn't watch what happened to Naruto. But after his unremitting efforts and research, his genius little mind connected with the spirit of Ninetales' chakra and Naruto. Then I saw what happened to Naruto today. From a morning, Naruto took out Konoha's ninja notice. Originally, he was still excited about Naruto and finally reached the age of school. At that time, when he found that Naruto got up at home, eating instant noodles and drinking instant milk, he fell into silence, especially when he seems to see that the date on the milk is about to expire. He vaguely felt that what Ninetales said yesterday was true, but he doesn't believe it. Naruto, as his own son, why do you live in such a dilapidated house? Eating instant noodles and drinking milk? What about your own home? He has performed 39 missions of S level alone. What about commissions for tasks? It can't disappear out of thin air, can it? And when Naruto came out from home, he finally understood why Naruto didn't choose to eat out. The owner of the breakfast shop looked disgusted. Naruto's village name is hated on the passing street. Be aware that Minato's voyeuristic perspective is Naruto's first perspective. So the eyes and attitudes of these villagers, he can feel it clearly. It is precisely because of this. Minato couldn't believe it. Why is the scene in front of him so different from what he imagined? As the fourth Hokage, Naruto is his own son. Shouldn't saving Konoha be a hero? Why? What exactly did the third generation do? Especially when Naruto comes to school. It can be seen that people of his age are surrounded by parents and relatives. Even the big brother has some company. What about Naruto? Just from the beginning, there was only him. Even if he gets close to those people, he will be rejected. In this way, Minato was like suffering from 1,000 cuts. Minato's heart seemed to be crawling with ants. Anger welled up in his heart completely. He wants to go out and question the third generation right now. Why is the Naruto encounter like this? Where's Mr. Jiraiya? And Kakashi too. Are they just ignoring their son? Ninetales also saw Minato's lost soul expression at this moment. He didn't choose to laugh. He felt that if he laughed at him now, Minato would fight him hard. This is equivalent to my own hard work over the years and the motivation to support it. It's like a dream. It turned out that in the end, it was just my own fantasy, and all of this was just an illusion. And Naruto, who was leaning against the tree, watched third Hokage's bragging about the will of fire. He also felt that his chakra seemed to be a little different. Checking it out, chakra seems to be connecting things of his own. Watch your own life. Without hesitation, he cut it off immediately. The estimate for this connection is not Ninetales' chakra. Ninetales' general peeps don't need a connection at all. This should be credited to his own cheap father, Namake's Minato. But I really didn't expect that Minato could spy on him like this. Scratched his head. Naruto hasn't figured out how to meet Minato yet. And at the same time, third generation also concluded its fire consciousness speech. Naruto yawned. He felt sleepy. And most parents also began to warn their children. Sasuke, study hard at school. Itachi touched Sasuke's head expectantly. Sasuke pouted. Then he nodded reluctantly, compared to the teachings in ninja schools. He hoped that his big brother would come to teach him in person again. But he also knew in his heart that this was impossible. My own Nissan is very busy. Shikamaru, come on. Lugio also touched his son's head. Then he laughed out loud. Akamichi Choza on the side also touched his stomach. I have listened to third generation chirping for so long. He's a little hungry. How about waiting for them to have a barbecue together after class today? Akamichi Choza suggested. Good. Fatty Chai immediately cheered. Shikamaru curled his lips. It's very troublesome, okay? Don't be so unmotivated, Shikamaru. It's time to make more friends when you go to school. If you are so lazy, you'll be beaten by your mother, Lugio said with a smile. And when I heard my mother, Shikamaru shuddered and shuddered violently. But making friends? This is also a very troublesome thing. Shikamaru rubbed his temples in distress. At this moment, Naruto with blonde hair passed in front of him. Naruto's information immediately appeared in Shikamaru's mind. The demon fox that everyone hates? He was actually in the same school as himself. And looking at the direction he was going, it seemed that he was also in his own class. Ah, it's even more troublesome. Is that the kid? Lugio murmured. It's a pity. If it weren't for the order of the third generation, we might still have the opportunity to visit that child. Dings will also notice Naruto. He also muttered in his mouth. Let it go. Lugio didn't speak. It's just that the eyes keep flickering and I don't know what I'm thinking. To protect the safety of Jinchuriki and the identity of the fourth generation son. It's really interesting. Is it okay to be friends with him? Chai asked curiously. Of course, Dad also hopes that you can become good friends with him. Dings was smiled and rubbed his son's head. Back then, he and fourth generation were teammates. Treat it normally, Shikamaru. Lugio didn't say much. With his son's IQ, this hint is enough. Chapter 14 Classroom came to the class. Opened the door. As expected, he was the first to come to the class. But just after third generation bragging ended, I came to the classroom. After all, I didn't have any complaints with my family. There's also an area for your own name on the seat. Not bad. Naruto's location is a window seat. Although this position is very dangerous for most students. But Naruto is still very satisfied. At least get some sun. Then he rested his chin on his hand and meditated in his seat. The classroom doors were pushed open one by one. Shikamaru took his two little friends with him, Chai and Ino. When he saw Naruto looking out the window, dragging his cheeks by the wall, the three of them were taken aback at the same time. At this moment, Naruto had that special aura, different from Sasuke's coldness. But there's a kind of sadness that strangers should not get close to. Well, it was only because he was surprised by Naruto's appearance. After all, Naruto's parents are first-class beauties and handsome men. He himself is naturally not too bad. It's just because the beards on both sides of Ninetales' power are a bit strange. As for Shikamaru, Naruto has already heard of his name. Together with him, our family itself is a big family of Konoha. He likes to read books since he was a child, and he can more or less guess the identity of Naruto, Jinchuriki. But such a close observation is indeed the first time. Is this the demon fox that everyone fears? It looks like just an ordinary kid. No, it's a little poor. Shikamaru's little head was thinking wildly. Chai was just surprised. He didn't expect that the first person to come to the classroom was actually Naruto, whom he considered a future friend. So Chai was dumbfounded, took a bag of potato chips, and came to Naruto's side. Then Tear opened the potato chip package. Passed to Naruto. Hi, my name is Akimichi Chai, and I want to make friends with you. Seeing Chai's action, Shikamaru and Ino also reacted quickly. They Ino Shika CH have been friends since childhood. They expressed surprise at Chai's performance, because for the first time, he would actually distribute his food to this kid who had just met. It is indeed amazing. Chai's performance also surprised Naruto. Thank you. Thank you, Naruto. Immediately after that, he took out a potato chip from the potato chip bag and ate it. Speaking of which, this is the first time Naruto has eaten potato chips. The more I think about it, the more sad I feel. And Chai and Ino also came to Naruto's side and introduced themselves. But basically the three of them were talking, and Naruto was listening quietly. The relationship seems to be pretty good. Sasuke pushed the door open and walked in. He raised his head proudly, full of confidence in himself. He heard from his father at home that his big brother was #1 in the ninja school, still a genius who graduated early. And Sasuke's dream is to catch up with Itachi. So, He also wants to be number one in the ninja school, and he saw the four people currently taught by the teacher at a glance. As if drawn by fate, Sasuke saw Naruto at a glance, and also told him about Naruto. Sasuke, stay away from that child. As the eldest son and future head of the Uchiha clan, he certainly knows that the blonde kid in front of him is Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. He even saw Nine-Tails destroy Konoha with his own eyes. Four Nine-Tails come to ninja school for classes. He is also very worried if Nine-Tails gets out of control. What to do if you destroy the school? You must know that his younger brother is also in the ninja school, in case Nine-Tails gets out of control and wreaks havoc. But he can't change the fact that Jinchuriki is going to school, so he can only keep Sasuke away from Naruto. But now Sasuke has also reached the age of rebellion. What he said again, he really might not listen. Of course, the arrogance of the Uchiha clan does not allow him to take the initiative to greet others. The arrogance of the Uchiha clan are all engraved in their DNA. So he just looked at them lightly. He returned to his seat, and one after another, students came from outside the door one after another. It can only be said that it is worthy of being a class. Most of the students in Konoha are from well-known families. And at this moment, a white-eyed girl walked in. It is the princess of the Hyuga clan, Heir Hinata. And as soon as Hinata came to the classroom, then she saw the golden-headed boy she had been thinking about day and night. He's here too, and he's in the same class as me. For Naruto, she can be said to be very impressed. Twice in a row to save myself. This left an indelible impression on Hinata's mind. Now look at Naruto and her in the same classroom. This also means that they can see each other every day in the future. In this case, thinking about it, Hinata's face turned red. This classmate, can't you find your seat? And at this moment, Iruka walked over from a door. Seeing Hinata, who was in a daze at the door, he asked directly in doubt. Oh no, reflected over Hinata. He hurriedly found his place in the classroom. Then, looking at his own name on the seat next to Naruto. Heiga Hinata. Am I by Naruto coincide? Hinata froze. Then the gas started to pop up in my head again. Finally, trembling, he sat beside Naruto. Ferret and Obito are not washed. Chapter 15 Task System and Iruka, who is a teacher, also walked into the classroom at this time. After scanning around, he found that there were no empty seats. So he nodded in satisfaction. Okay, since everyone is here, let me introduce myself first. My name is Yumino Iruka. I am 24 years old. My favorite food is instant noodles. My favorite thing is to teach students. My dream is to become a good teacher. I hope my students will not be in danger in the future. Now it's your turn. Iruka glanced at the classroom. Finally, his eyes settled on Naruto with complicated eyes. After all, his parents were also killed in the Nine-Tails attack. But now Yaohu has become a student. Still his student. Suppressed the cranky thoughts in my heart. Now he is a teacher. Then one by one the students came forward and introduced themselves. My name is Heiga Hinata. I'm 6 years old. My favorite thing is to see someone, and the thing I hate the most is... My name is Uchiha Sasuke. I am 6 years old. What I like most is studying with my big brother. What I hate most is that my big brother has no time. My dream is to become the pride of the Uchiha clan. My name is Inuzuka Kiba. Fairways Chai. Haruno Saka. Uzumaki Naruto, 6 years old. His favorite thing is to bask in the sun, and the thing he hates the most is going out. His dream is to sleep in the sun until he wakes up naturally. Naruto got up, looking like a salted fish for a year. This guy is in my mouth? Shikamaru behind him couldn't help complaining. What Naruto wanted to say was almost exactly what he wanted to say. He also loves to bask in the sun, and he doesn't like to go out either. Basking in the sun. Do you regard yourself as a salted fish? Sasuke couldn't help complaining. Iruka thought so too. Basking in the sun every day. Do you want to sprinkle some salt on you? And the current appearance of Naruto is similar to a Jonin of Konoha. Basking in the sun? It's similar to his usual performance. Third generation, who was peeping with a crystal ball, also touched his chin. No matter every time he went to Naruto, it was Umbu's report. Naruto spends most of his time basking in the sun on the Hokage rock or the taller buildings before Konoha. But it's also a good start. After so many years of observation, He has already understood Naruto's temperament. In addition, after entering the classroom, Naruto and some of Konoha's classmates also performed well. Befriended Ino Shika of the Hokage faction. The fetters have been slightly revealed. Isn't the will of fire just to connect the leaves one after another? If there are enough leaves, the flame will burn bigger. Where the leaves dance, the fire is also endless. And in class, on the first day, the teaching materials for the class were distributed, as well as the chakra refining technique that Naruto valued most. And time passed without realizing it. Soon it will be time to leave school. Outside the gate of the ninja school, many parents had already gathered waiting for their children to leave school. One by one, the students walked out and followed their family members. Everyone had a happy smile on their faces. But until the appearance of Naruto, the faces of these people froze instantly. Without further ado, he grabbed his child's hand and quickened his pace of action. He also looked at Naruto with disgust. Don't play with him. May you little brat. Damn fox. Don't worry, Dad will pick you up from school tomorrow and protect you. Naruto's expression didn't change at all. He walked out of the school gate calmly. It was Shikamaru on the side who heard what these adults said. He raised his eyebrows. It's hard to imagine how Naruto has lived these 6 years. Naruto, why don't we go back together? Shikamaru turned to Naruto and asked. No, you go back first. Naruto shook his head. Then he walked out of the school gate on his own. Why do these adults hate Naruto? Both Chai and Ino looked blank. Who knows? This has nothing to do with us. It's really troublesome to think about these issues. Let's go to eat barbecue together. Shikamaru rested his head on his hands and saw his father in the distance. He didn't bother to think about Naruto either. Can't you just ask your father directly? He took his 2 little friends directly to the place where his father was. And Naruto went to Ichiraka Ramen on a rare occasion today. Celebrate your successful admission. After all, on the first day of school, reward yourself for not eating instant noodles. Perhaps I also felt the strong atmosphere of the opening of the ninja school. Uncle Ichiraku actually gave him a free order today. This also made Naruto very happy. Excitedly returned to his home. Get ready to study chakra extraction. In this way, yourself during the day, basking in the sun or energy points. Practice chakra at night to gain energy points. Directly to flowers. Naruto, the task system has been refreshed. Do you want to come have a look? While Naruto was researching, the voice of the crayfish suddenly came to mind. Naruto was instantly interested. Task system? When binding before, crayfish also said that completing tasks will gain energy. But so long has passed. None of the tasks are refreshed. So for task system, Naruto was still very curious. Chapter 16 Task System. Click into the task system. A huge panel appeared in front of Naruto. Father and mother, please reenact the classic scene from the original book. Father punches, mother hugs. Reward for completing the task. Souls of father and mother, 10W energy points. I'm a master student. Please be the number 1 among the battles and studies in the ninja school. For 6 years. Rewards for mission completion. Unlock skills Kagura Mind Eye and Adamantine Sealing Chains. Absolute revenge. Don't you want to take revenge after being treated by Konoha all these years? Please take revenge on Konoha. Become a Hokage. Then betrayal in the eyes of all eyes. Become the first shadow to betray in the ninja world. Let Konoha fall into humiliation. Reward skill for task completion. Super gigantic. You could turn your body into 1,000 meters. 1 million energy points. Konoha collapse. 1 life 2. 2 beget 3. 3 beget all things. Please host to make Konoha collapse at least 3 times. Mission completion reward. Randomly unlock 3 skills. 200,000 energy points. Sister Flower. Hyga Hinata? Hyuga Hanabi? Good choice. Task completion reward. Baltan Lady Template. Beat the Tsutsuki clan. The task panel is densely packed. Naruto, almost everything you can think of can be seen on it, including killing Danzo, discrediting Sarutobi Hiruzen, killing Sarutobi Hiruzen, even joining the Akatsuki organization. Naruto couldn't help but click his tongue. There are many tasks and rewards, and these tasks will always stay here. regardless of what Naruto does or doesn't do. If you do it, you will be rewarded. If you don't do it, you will do whatever you want. And the first task, give your father a punch, give your mother a hug. It looks like it's time for me to find a chance to meet Namikaze's Naruto. Well, punch and go. Belong to the second, get the first in the ninja school. Either theory or fight. Do you even need to think about it? Learning this kind of thing goes whoever loves it. It's still a fight. For now, Naruto's class. No one will be his opponent. After all, he now has special Chunin powers anyway. It's okay to bully a bunch of little kids. So this task is out of the question. Isn't it just 6 years? It is acceptable for him to bully a child who has been bullying for 6 years. The latter became Hokage and then betrayed. It has to be said that the consideration of the system is higher than that of oneself. At most, he intends to destroy Konoha once. But the system actually wants them all. It's not just about destroying Konoha. You have to become the supreme leader of Konoha yourself and then betray. This kind of plot. Stimulate. As for the sisters behind. Cough, cough. Should I talk about Hyuga Hanabi? You really look good when Boruto passed on. But the current Hanabi is just born. It's too beastly. But the template of Jedin's mother. This could be considered. Wait a minute. Does this mean that he's going to become a Baltan girl? Daba. Thinking of that image, Naruto trembled all over. Host, don't get me wrong. The template can be used as a gift to others. But those who use the Baltan template will always trust the host. Crawfish explained to Naruto in his head. That's not bad. So now, do you want to meet your cheap father? Or do you want to go over and give him a punch now? After thinking about it, Naruto decided to forget it. It's a bit embarrassing to engage in a sneak attack out of nowhere. And he didn't know how to face Minato at this time. Do you think of him as your father? Or as fourth Hokage? This is indeed a difficult question to think about. So push back. Not in a hurry. Night comes. Naruto, finished eating the instant noodles, came to a training ground to practice. Now that I have decided to take ninjutsu, it is the first place in the battle. Then his skills are not suitable for exposure for the time being. The only thing that can be relied on is physical skills. But now Naruto's physical fitness is already very explosive. Not only has the power of Baltan, but also the Uzumaki family. Adding these two together, Naruto's body is now a first-class pervert. But there is such a strong body without exercise. Once discovered, it is also a trouble to explain. So for now, get some exercise every day. It makes sense to have a strong acceleration. Running handstand push-ups. If it weren't for the fact that he still has monitoring on his body now. Naruto has long used the clone technique. One is practicing chakra, and the other is practicing physical arts. Under the night, silent training ground, and the prosperous Konoha below, while other children are still playing with their parents. Naruto was already sweating profusely. The third generation that is being spied on at the moment. Looking at Naruto, who is practicing in the crystal ball, can't help but nodded with satisfaction. He has seen Naruto's performance today. Because you made friends, do you want to be recognized by more people and work hard to become stronger? The third generation murmured. Then he smoked the cigarette bag in his hand. The curling smoke immediately covered his face. I think this kid is holding a grudge and wants to take revenge on Konoha. That's why he did this. Danzo on the side snorted coldly. His eyes were full of greed. Danzo, you're thinking too darkly. He's a 6-year-old. Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head. Trust me, Hiruzen, give it to me to cultivate, and I will definitely give you the most perfect Jinchuriki. Danzo said with burning eyes. Impossible, Danzo, you just give up on it. Third generation shook his head directly. The tone was full of irresistibility. This one he would never agree to Danzo no matter what. Others might do, but just threaten yourself with the Hokage position. Third generation is absolutely not allowed. And Nine Tails Jinchuriki. Exactly so. Chapter 17, it's reasonable to skipping class as a student. Hiruzen, you will regret it. Danzo gritted his teeth and said. He really wanted the power of Nine Tails. When Nine Tails came out with Cholera Konoha, he just watched the berserk power of Nine Tails wreak havoc. I am really envious and want to take it for myself. No matter what you say, the current celebrities are well trained by me. Third generation snorted coldly. His eyes were full of pride. Your ridiculous will of fire. Danzo looked up slightly. He looked closely at Naruto, who was exercising in the crystal ball. Finally fell silent. But when he looked at the proud figure wearing third generation, a strange color flashed in his eyes. If you don't give it to me, won't I take it myself? He snorted coldly. Danzo turned and left directly. And the big three have an even more troublesome problem. That is Kakashi. Perhaps it was the White Fang incident that made him a little guilty. It was more or less with White Fang's tacit approval that Danzo dared to spread rumors unscrupulously. But he really didn't think that White Fang would die. Anyway, he is also a ninja, so he shouldn't be so fragile psychologically. Then he really died. Konoha lost a high-end combat power. This almost didn't make Sarutobi feel bad. And Kakashi is also due to the death of his fellow teacher. Unanimously plunged into darkness. It's not an option to keep performing missions like this. Maybe it's time for Kakashi to withdraw from Umbu. Third generation touched his chin. Fetters? Maybe not too bad. Think of Kakashi's Sharingan. Third generation also sighed. Uchiha? Fortunately, his will of fire has cultivated a good child. Uchiha Itachi. The eyes are faint. Before I knew it, a month had passed. At this moment, Naruto is sitting on the desk board. A face of salted fish. Shikamaru and Chai behind him. One is sleeping, and the other is secretly eating snacks. And look at their expressions. They all look a little impatient. Class is too boring. Why don't we skip class? Naruto said abruptly. The class they are taking at the moment. It was fabricated by third Hokage. Konoha history. That's a good guy. Dress yourself up as a biography. That's a hype. Konoha is the strongest Hokage. A ninja doctor who masters all ninjutsu. Konoha has this peaceful appearance. All by me, Sarutobi Hiruzen. If Naruto hadn't seen Hokage, he would have almost believed it. The key is that more than half of the students in the class are looking at Irika, who is talking a lot on the podium with admiration. This is called a hype. Skipping class. Naruto's voice fell. Jiozai Okiang, who surrounded him, immediately became startled. Seems like a good idea. Shikamaru looked up out the window. The sun is warming right now. It must be a good choice to take a nap in the sun in this weather. Inuzuka Tooth was also in high spirits. I have to say, Naruto, you are a rare smart guy. As a student, what could be more exciting than skipping classes? Even Sasuke couldn't help but be moved. He had heard from his big brother's friend Shursui. My big brother often skipped classes when he was in school. But now Sasuke still doesn't understand what Shadow Clone is. For Itachi's skipping class, he also interpreted it as the kind that just skipped class and went out to play. Everyone got excited. Then, take advantage of the time after class. Several people fled the classroom in a flash, arrogantly heading towards Konoha Hokage Rock. Is this the atmosphere of freedom? It's so cool. Inuzuka was lying on the Hokage Rock by himself. At the moment, his puppy Akamaru has not yet been born. Oha. Uchiha Sasuke, I'm going to fight you one-on-one. The two excited, hot-blooded boys immediately started fighting. And Shikamaru and Naruto are like two salted fish, holding his head and tapping Erlang's legs leisurely. Chai is holding a potato chip. His mouth never stopped. Naruto also took this opportunity to glance at his attribute panel. Host, Uzumaki Naruto race, Baltan age, 206 energy points. 158 height, 20 meters abilities, clone technique, body flicker technique, regeneration, flying, destructive light bullets, telepathy, transformation technique, rapid self-healing, unlocked ability, control gravity, gravity storm, chest mirror, light wave barrier, lightning, freeze the rays, think power, destroy the light, restrain the light, light absorbs reflections, fragments resurrected, ontology ability not unlocked. Kagura Mind Eye, Adamantine Sealing Chains, Nine Tails, etc. Already 20 meters tall, it is estimated that it is almost the same as Susanoo in the first form. But at this level of strength, it is almost enough to protect itself. The next energy point Naruto does not intend to use. Stock up first. Wait until you graduate from ninja school and maybe give it a try. And at this moment, Irika, looking at the 5 seats that suddenly became vacant in the classroom, there was an angry growl. Certainly, Naruto doesn't care now either. Although Irika doesn't discriminate against him now. But he was too lazy to befriend Irika. There is no need for that anymore. He is no longer the silly, hot-blooded idiot in the original book who needs to be recognized by others. Uzumaki Naruto at the moment. Just be himself. Chapter 18. Punch father after school time. Stuck all the way in the office and yelled at the 5 people who skipped class today. In the end, he threw out his trump card directly. Tell the parents. But except for Sasuke. No one cares. Needless to say, Naruto has no parents since he was a child. As for Shikamaru, even if his father knows, you probably don't bother to train him. The only trouble is the estimate is that Shikamaru f***ed up. But with Shikamaru's virtue, it is estimated that the left ear goes in and the right ear goes out. As for Chai's words, to be honest, their family doesn't care much about the results of the ninja school. After all, they all have family secrets. Tooth, I guess it's just a training meal. But he's not like Sasuke, so afraid of family members. So among the group of 5 who skipped class this time, the most unlucky one is Sasuke. Like, I'm back. Sasuke cautiously opened the door, then poked his head out. When someone is in sight, my heart suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. He tiptoed into the door. However, came back. A deep voice sounded. Behind Sasuke, 2 people appeared inexplicably. It was his father and mother. Uchiha Fugaku and Mikoto. Sasuke immediately greeted the 2 weakly. I heard you skip class today. Fugaku's tone was flat though, but Sasuke couldn't help shivering. But Sasuke responded stubbornly. That's because class is so boring, it's not interesting to stay with Itachi at all. Besides, Itachi, big brother, told me about the lessons taught in the ninja school. As Sasuke said, he became more and more confident. Fugaku snorted coldly. As soon as he heard the name Itachi, he felt upset. Do not know why. He always felt that there was some gap between him and his eldest son. And Mikoto quickly patted Fugaku on the shoulder, signaling him to calm down. You can't always rely on Itachi. Itachi has his own things to do. Sasuke pouted, but said nothing. But you actually said that the courses of a ninja school are useless to you. So if you don't get the first place in the exam. Before Fugaku finished speaking, he was directly interrupted by Sasuke. The first one is easy for me. Just wait and see. Sasuke said confidently. Then I look forward to your performance. Fugaku gave Sasuke a meaningful look. Skip over Sasuke's skipping class today. Sasuke also breathed a sigh of relief. However, although Sasuke is full of confidence in the school exam at the moment, but self-confidence belongs to self-confidence, and the training still needs to be trained. In case you don't get the first place by then, it was really scary for my own father to train with his own hands. And Naruto has returned to the sealed space at this moment. Very inexplicable. He didn't take the initiative to come. That's how it appeared in the sealed space, inexplicably. And look at Ninetales' smirk. This matter should have something to do with Namake's Minato. And Minato looked at Naruto, who had just reached his leg in front of him. A sun-like smile appeared on his face. Very sunny and warm. Naruto, I'm yours. Namake's Minato hadn't finished speaking. Naruto went up and punched him. Thanks to Naruto, he raised his hand when he hit. Otherwise, the punch might have hit Minato's little one. But the previous effect is also there. The scene immediately fell into silence. Whether it's Minato or Ninetales peeping from the sidelines, all fell into a sluggishness. Ninetales muttered directly in his heart. This kid is really cruel. He imagined many pictures. Maybe it was Naruto and Namake's Minato's tears after reuniting after a long absence. Or maybe it's Naruto's constant crying and Minato's comforting. Or maybe they were arguing. But he didn't think about it. This father and son meet for the first time. The son went straight up and punched him. Great filial piety. Minato finally recovered from his daze. At this moment, he is the condensed body of chakra. So there is no painful feeling. But seeing Naruto punch him on the body, his heart, it hurts more than the body. Sorry, Naruto. 4th generation slowly raised his hand, then hover over Naruto's head. He hesitated for a while, only then carefully put his hand on Naruto's head. Gently rubbed. It's okay. I vented a bit, and I feel much more comfortable. Naruto raised his head slowly. The eyes of the two began to meet. Naruto's eyes were calm, and Minato's eyes. It is distressed. Do you really hate me? Minato gave a wry smile. Master fourth generation. Anyone who encounters such a thing will resent it. Okay. Naruto said these words calmly, as if he didn't know that the man in front of him was his father. Then the body stepped back. Namake's Minato was taken aback. He also doesn't explain that he is Naruto's father. He has seen it. Naruto knows he is his father, but he didn't want to recognize him. And let's be honest, Minato is also a first-time father. Faced with such a situation, he didn't know what to do either. It can only go with the flow. Sorry, there was nothing I could do at that time. Minato shook his head. Indeed, at that time, he was almost at the end of his rope. His own wife pulled out 9 tails when she was at her weakest. That damn masked man. Ordinary Jinchuriki. Once the tail beast in the body is pulled out, it will die immediately. Fortunately, Kushina is from the Uzumaki family. But even then, it won't last long. A Jinchuriki who leaves the tail beast is almost certain to die. Even if Minato resealed 9 tails into Kushina's body at that time, Kushina can no longer control the power of 9 tails. So he could only isolate half of the positive chakra 9 tails in his own son Naruto. He even integrated his other half, 9 tails, which has more negative emotions, into his body. And now it seems the relationship between 9 tails and Naruto is much better than the relationship between Kushina and 9 tails. The original Kushina and 9 tails only met once. Those two must have a fight. I know, Master 4 Generation has done his best. Naruto shook his head. 4 Generation is also really hard. Obviously has a great future, even if the 4th generation has been in Hokage's position. Then Konoha had a better life than anyone else. Cloud Shinobi Village, still want to roll your eyes? If the 4th generation is here, they don't even dare to fart. But unfortunately, at the most dangerous moment, Konoha had no one to help him. Umbu obviously only belongs to Hokage's unit, but at that time actually fought with Sarutobi Hiruzen and 9 tails. Let's not tafka portith. The key is Danzo. He talked about Konoha every day, but when Konoha is in danger and is about to be destroyed, just hide in such an underground place, like a mouse. How sad it is. Obviously the supreme leader of the village, but the cronies around. There's only one Kakashi, and Kakashi is facing that situation. There is absolutely no way. Chapter 19 Minato. You call me Big Brother. Let's do our best as for the final fate. In order to make his son a hero in the village, seal the demon fox that destroyed Konoha in his son's body. In this case, his son becomes a hero. Minato can also leave with peace of mind. At least, as the son of an orphan, life will not be too hard in the future. But it wouldn't even occur to him to kill him. Under a combination of Danzo and Hiruzen. Hey, the hero who saved Konoha? No. This is the incarnation of the demon fox. So, the 4th generation was directly backstabbed by the 3rd generation. The current 4th generation is really dying. Fortunately, he didn't see it now, Naruto's experience from childhood to adulthood. What he saw was only the day when Naruto went to school, and the others were all said by 9 tails. With a 4th generation can feel Naruto's memories, just like the 4th Ninja World War in the original book. Feeling the 4th generation after Naruto's memories, never said a word to the 3rd generation. Even Naruto was a little skeptical. If it wasn't an emergency at that time, the 4th generation would have been able to pull the 3rd generation to the duel. And speaking of it, the true winner of the Battle of 9 Tails, that is definitely 3rd generation. Not only has the power been taken back, but the wife is also dead. This and the 3 great joys of middle-aged people. Get promoted, get rich, and die wife. It's almost the same. And just when Naruto sighed, Minato scratched his head at this moment. It's too strange to be called 4th generation. Why don't you call me Big Brother? The scene officially fell silent. Even 9 Tails, who was peeking from the side, couldn't help looking at Minato with weird eyes. Brother, what is your brain? Let your son call you Big Brother? What about your IQ? Infected by Kushina? 9 Tails can no longer complain. He is very curious now. If Kushina knows what is happening in front of him, what kind of expression will it be? Even Naruto twitched his mouth feebly. for Namikaze Minato's performance. He couldn't think of any idioms to complain about. Father let son call him big brother? What? Is that how you want to be the same generation as your son? Not to mention Naruto couldn't speak at all. Forget it, I forgive you. Naruto finally choked out such a sentence. He didn't know how to talk about this topic. Could it be that he really wants to call his nominal father the eldest brother? Really, that's great. Minato came directly in front of Naruto excitedly and hugged Naruto. Feel the warmth. Naruto was stunned for a moment. No matter before or after crossing, he is an orphan. Like this feeling of being hugged by a loved one. He really never experienced it. In the panic, I didn't care about the feelings of one fox and one person. He escaped directly and left the sealed space. Only the dumb Minato and Ninetales were left watching the show. Ninetales, what's wrong with Naruto? Why was he scratching a little naively, scratching his head and looking at Ninetales beside him? At this moment, Ninetales' eyes were full of teasing. Sister Yongdai, if I don't even accept Sage of Six Paths, I will obey you. Saying that, Ninetales gave a thumbs up humanely. Why? Minato looked blank. Maybe the usual Minato IQ and EQ will be online. But in this case, this special parent-child relationship, he really didn't know what to do. Well, at least Sage of Six Paths won't let your son call you big brother. And you begged me for so long to let me bring Naruto in. What's your plan? Flying Thunder you recalled for so long. What about God and Rasengan? The words of Ninetales made Minato stunned. Yes, I didn't call Naruto over to chat. However, although his performance just now was a bit embarrassing, but Minato was not disappointed. Instead, he became excited. He can feel it. The relationship between Naruto and himself eased a little. But when I think about the stupid thing I just did, Minato couldn't help but blush too. Worship with your own son. Is this something you can see? Ninetales, remind me next time when no one comes over. Minato turned to Ninetales and said sincerely. Ninetales snorted coldly. Sister Yongdai, it seems that the relationship between the old man and you is not as good as it is. Afterwards, he fell directly into the depths of the cage. Ninetales muttered directly in his heart. Boy, you cut me in half and seal me up. Now you still ask me, is there a mistake? Both father and son have weird brains. However, this also seems to be a good start. The friend that the kid talked about. It feels pretty good. Ninetales closed his eyes and immediately began to rest. And Minato on the side continued to study how to spy on Naruto's life. Maybe this is an old father's worry about his son. The next day, Naruto hummed a brisk song after eating instant noodles and milk for breakfast, bouncing towards the ninja school. He didn't know why he was so happy. Is it rare to say hello to Chai and the others today? But when he greeted Hinata, Hinata almost blushed and fainted. But Naruto didn't care. Shy about Hinata. It's innate. No way. And today is the first month of the ninja school. The hands-on drills these brats have been waiting for. It started at this time. The ninja school not only teaches a series of cultural courses, such as theory and history. There are also taijutsu, kunai training, and the most basic 3 ninja techniques, all of which must be practiced and learned in the training ground. And today is also a test. Let Irika have a little understanding of the strength of the students in his class. Chapter 20 Naruto of Sasuke, and with all the students coming. Irika also took out the list. Then he looked at the obedient students in front of him, nodding dissatisfied. In particular, no one skipped classes, lack of numbers. This made Irika even more satisfied. Today's training must have been expected by you for a long time. The ninja school is to train you into ninjas who protect Konoha, and today's field training is a battle of traditional ninjas. Perform taijutsu, ninjutsu, jinjutsu, and kunai. And the first thing, it is to learn the seal of confrontation before the battle and the seal of reconciliation after the battle. Irika explained. This Naruto said he understood. Isn't it just a handshake and a touch of the head? In his previous life, he was a senior player in Tucho Village. Naruto's favorite thing is to touch the head. With that said, Irika also showed everyone the 2 ways of making seals. Well, Shikamaru and Chai, let's show you first. With that said, Irika pointed to a small arena behind him. About 10 meters or so, just right for two people to fight. I don't. Shikamaru is my friend. I don't want to fight with friends. Chai responded directly and stubbornly. I admit defeat, fighting or something, it's too troublesome. Shikamaru also spoke to Irika. The two are in front of each other. It directly numbed Irika. He didn't know what to say to these two people. Chai's character is okay. Would not fight with companions. This kind of character is really attractive. But Shikamaru's words. I know you're lazy, but you can't be that lazy. For Shikamaru, Irika still knows a little bit. Everyday life is like a little old man. Talking about trouble every day. Sleep right after class. Or basking in the sun. But the grades are not bad. Irika just turned a blind eye. But you, fighting is too troublesome. However, Shikamaru had already conceded defeat, and he couldn't say anything. Well, then the next group, Yamanaka Ino and Haruno Sakura. You guys demonstrate to them. Irika handed over the list to the next group with a headache. The two did not disappoint Irika. A very standard seal of opposites. Then there was a girls' fight. Naruto looked at it seriously. The patriarch, Lu Xiaobu, said, the fight between two girls is the most exciting, especially among them. There's a very controversial figure. Haruno Sakura, Brother Sakura, W. Ri Sakura. Both are nicknames of Haruno Sakura. The purpose of living is to prescribe Manjiki for Sarana. The reason is simple. The former Haruno Sakura lost his mind. In front of an orphan, mock another orphan for not having parents. Moreover, she also mastered one of the strongest illusions in the world. I finally caught up with them. I don't know how Baihao Sakura has the courage to say this to Six Paths Naruto and some Sasuke. You know, Tsunade accepted the young Sakura as his apprentice because of Naruto's face. Otherwise, this lifetime Haruno Sakura is a chnin. Naruto if you have something to do, Sass if you have nothing to do. Annoyed. And while Naruto was thinking, the battle between the two has also ended. Have to say, girls' fights are really exciting. Very exciting. And the ultimate winner. It's Sakura, the current Haruno Sakura. There seems to be another personality in a body, right? And Ino hasn't learned the family secrets yet. It's understandable to fail. Then, under Haruno Sakura's proud expression and Ino's disappointed expression, the two untied the seal of reconciliation. Well, the specific situation is like this. Irika is still very satisfied with the performance of the two, and the next set started directly. The next group is Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke. Irika opened the mouth. At the same time, all eyes focused on Naruto and Sasuke. These two people belong to that kind of famous people in the school. But one is praise and the other is disgust. Which kid is it? Mom won't let me play with him. This damn fox, come on Sasuke, kill him. Defeat the demon fox. Trust Sasuke. Teacher, let me come. I can defeat this demon fox. Looking at the excited voices of most of the students. Look at the expressionless Naruto again. Are you used to it? After Shikamaru finished speaking, he fell silent. Chai on the side wanted to refute. Asked them why they say that about Naruto, but was pulled by Shikamaru. Pointless. Nobody trusts Naruto, but they believe. Damn daddy, Naruto-kun. Hinata on the side cheered Naruto in a low voice. His eyes were full of excitement. She was the only one cheering around Naruto. And compared with it, that's Sasuke. I have to say, in this age group, Sasuke, who is very angry with Lung Shuai, absolutely grasps the characters of these younger sisters. Sasuke, come on. You are the best. Sasuke is looking at me. I want to be with him. Nonsense. Sasuke clearly saw that it was me. Damn woman. Are you trying to fight me for Sasuke? Come on. Let's fight. You damn wide head. Listen to the shouts in your ears. A smug smile appeared on Sasuke's face. But soon his face became serious. He promised his father to be the chief student. Battle. Start. Irika glanced at the two of them and finally spoke. Naruto leisurely took his hand out of his pocket, formed a so-called seal of opposites. The same is true for Sasuke on the opposite side. Fighting. Start. Chapter 21, I have a right whip legged the eyes of Naruto, and Sasuke sharpened instantly. Sasuke is the first to go, with a little force on his legs. He ran towards Naruto directly and quickly, and on the way to run, waving his fist. The faint chakra in Sasuke's body was flowing. He strengthened the fist he swung. It seems that he intends to kill Naruto with one blow. And seeing Naruto's performance at the moment, the little girl who had never seen anything in the world suddenly started cheering. All of them looked at Sasuke with excitement and anticipation. Ah, Sasuke-kun is so handsome. Defeat the demon fox. Sasuke, you are my god. I really want to pinch Sasuke's cold face. I really look forward to the days with Sasuke-kun. As they spoke, certain Pushin women began to blush. But it's different from these shallow-sighted girls. Shikamaru's eyes narrowed. Now this situation. Sasuke is like a sharp sword off the string, and Naruto just stood there in a daze like a target. But, according to Shikamaru's observations, this target is probably not made of wood. It's made of iron. Because of Naruto, he is too confident. There was no panic on his face at all. Instead, he is full of confidence. The moment when Sasuke's fist was about to touch Naruto, Naruto started to move. His steps moved slightly to the left. Sasuke's fist almost brushed his shoulder. But Sasuke didn't reach the goal. He couldn't react in time and staggered directly. And at this moment, Sasuke's back is fully displayed behind Naruto. Pia, a right whip leg, Naruto kicked Sasuke directly in the A. Sasuke is like a football, flying directly in midair. Knocked forward by the force of Naruto's kick, he hit the tree directly. My brain turned red. The scene paused and fell into silence. Even Shikamaru didn't think that the battle would turn out like this. Although he has long guessed, Naruto's strength is very strong. This time the duel has a very high winning rate. But he didn't expect it to be so easy. Just dodge lightly and then kick. Sasuke flew away. It hit the tree directly. At this moment, Sasuke had a big bump on his head. The girls who had been in love with Sasuke all stopped abruptly. Sasuke-kun, you actually lost. No, Sasuke. Snowflakes fluttering, cold wind rustling. This demon fox actually defeated Sasuke-kun. It really is a monster. Fortunately, I didn't fight this monster just now. Is Sasuke all right? At this moment, Sasuke listened to the discussion in his ears. His face became more and more ashamed. And most importantly, he promised his father that he would become the head student of the Renren school. Now, actually lost to a commoner? No orphans. Sasuke instantly became angry. Then close your eyes. Immediately dizzy. This scene terrified Irika. Hastily stepped forward to investigate. And Sasuke's little fans immediately walked up one by one with concern. Only Naruto was left, shrugging in place. Now how to do? Is it possible to form a seal of reconciliation on Sasuke's comatose body? Hokage office. Third generation looked at the crystal ball in front of him, and his eyes flashed with surprise. Didn't you expect little Naruto to be so talented? The third generation sighed. Although he watched Naruto, he was training gymnastics every day. But I didn't expect it to be the first trial at the beginning of school. Naruto was able to defeat the Uchiha clan by relying on physical skills. This is enough to be proud of among the 6th grade freshmen. So, should I consider asking Naruto to practice physical skills more? By the way, does Konoha have a Chunin with better physical skills? Just as third generation was thinking. Suddenly, an Umbu flashed to his side. Master Hokage, my guide Chunin wants to see you. Third generation was taken aback for a moment. A green-skinned watermelon head came to mind. He shuddered fiercely. My guy is indeed a good taijutsu ninja. But the thought of Naruto learning from Might Guy. Imagine Naruto wearing a green tights and shaved a golden watermelon head. Then 9 tails are summoned, and a leaf hurricane comes. The picture was so beautiful that he couldn't imagine it. Let him in. Third generation shook off the image in his mind. There are also some doubts about the arrival of Might Guy. Then, a watermelon head wearing a green tights jumped directly in front of him. Master Hokage, I want to apply to join Umbu. The guy who appeared spoke directly to Hokage loudly. Hokage had just taken a puff of a cigarette and nearly choked to death. Dude, how did such words come out of your mouth? I reject. Third generation refused without the slightest hesitation. Why? Hokage-sama, I also want to make a contribution to Konoha. My guy said sadly, it's impossible to join Umbu anyway, but I'm curious, why did you suddenly join Umbu? Third generation smashed his mouth and took a puff of the pipe. What is Umbu? Hidden assassin team. If guy joins Umbu, when the time comes, the enemy will ask who you are. Guy yelled directly, and Leaf Hurricane kicked it. That picture. This is the reason why third generation refused to join Guy. However, third generation is really curious. Why does this single-minded Konoha beast suddenly want to join Umbu? Chapter 22, The Disappearing Surveillance. Might Guy's face darkened instantly. It's because of Kakashi, Master Hokage. I know, you won't let Kakashi leave Umbu, but Kakashi's situation is really too dangerous now. He is getting more and more cold-blooded. I don't want him to become a cold-blooded Kakashi who only lives for missions in the future. He just needs me, the only friend, to accompany him at this time. Even if he is in Umbu, I want it. So Hokage-sama, please let me join Umbu. As he said that, the thick-browed man bowed directly to third generation. Third generation took a heavy puff of the pipe in his hand. What my guy said was also something he was more worried about. Maybe it's time for Kakashi to quit Umbu. I will consider this matter. You go back first. Third generation said. I see. My guy also knew that he couldn't change Hokage's mind, so he could only retreat first. But when leaving Hokage's office, he saw a man with bandages on his arms and head walking towards Hokage's office step by step. My guy scratched his head. There were too many people in Konoha. He doesn't know all of them. Without thinking too much, he left. But the sound of arguing in Hokage's office can be vaguely heard. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shadow, Danzo Sari, the Uchiha clan, Yo-Yo Uchiha Sasuke, who was sent back by Irika, opened her eyes. When Sasuke woke up, the battle with Naruto and the ninja school instantly echoed in his head. The thought of losing to an orphan in front of so many people. This made him angry for a while, and a wave of anger rushed directly to his forehead. Just stare. The red Goyu flashed away in his eyes. And Fugaku, who just opened the door and was about to reprimand Sasuke for why he lost. Seeing Sasuke's eyes, the words of reprimand stayed in his mouth for an instant. Sasuke, is this the rhythm to open your eyes? And walking out of this time, also aware of the arrival of Fugaku, stand up quickly from the bed. Then he stood weakly in front of Fugaku. My lord father, Sasuke asked in a low voice. Fugaku nodded slightly, but his heart was agitated. Good guy. My genes are a bit awesome. The eldest son opened his eyes at the age of 7. The youngest son didn't let himself down either. He had the rhythm of opening his eyes at the age of 6. Maybe he will open his eyes at the age of 7. The thought of having 2 gifted sons makes Fugaku feel a little giddy. However, Itachi's words really made Fugaku feel tangled. Is he really on the side of third generation? Sighed. And Sasuke thought Fugaku sighed because he was disappointed in him. So Sasuke immediately panicked. Sorry, father, I let you down, but I will never lose to that orphan again next time. Fugaku shook his head. Itachi's matter has made him too lazy to think about Sasuke's matter. So he just nodded at Sasuke, said cheers. Then he turned and left. It has to be said that the news that Sasuke is about to open his eyes, it really relieved a lot of the depression in his heart. And Sasuke, who was affirmed by his father, became even more excited. My heart is eager to try. I can't wait to run to Naruto and have a fight with Naruto now. But at this moment, Naruto has fallen into a deep sleep. Today is the happiest day he has ever had. After school, the surveillance cameras on him disappeared. That's right, it just disappeared. It seems that third generation has completely let go of his wariness. Or the third generation, thinking they've mastered Naruto. Umbu, who was following Naruto, was completely relieved. This also means that Naruto can be in places that third generation doesn't know. For something unknown, like clone technique. The clone technique mastered by the Baltan stars is not the basic Sanshin technique in the Hokage ninja. As a cosmic ninja, it must be said that the force is a little higher. The clone technique mastered by the Baltan stars can be said to be the combination of multiple shadow clone techniques in the clone technique in Hokage. The separated clone can fight like Shadow Clone, and it can be used as a training experience, which will also be passed back to the main body. But none of the pain that followed Shadow Clone's disbandment. It can be said to be the Promax enhanced version of Hokage Ninja World Clone. As for the other avatar fit technique, this is completely cutting his body in half. Just like Earthworm's, a body cut in half, one of which is also a clone, but it has exactly the same strength as the main body. If shards are resurrected on configuration, at that time, I'm afraid that few people in the ninja world will be able to eliminate Naruto. This is the most pervert place. But now there is no need to use the body split technique. This trick, as long as Ten Tails can use it. In the fourth Ninja War, everyone will face a little Ten Tails. Wrong. Why do you think of this question yourself? I am not going to single out the ninja world. With that thought in mind, Naruto fell into sleep. The next day, drinking milk on the street, facing the disgusted eyes of the people of Konoha village, came to the school slowly. Regardless of what Heir said above, directly choose a location that can be exposed to sunlight. He fell asleep soundly. At noon, I ate instant noodle bento at the training ground. Beat up Sasuke who came to provoke him. I skipped class for a while in the afternoon. Naruto's day-to-day school life. That's it. Chapter 23. The name of the little acorn current performance of Naruto. In the ninja school, culture class is a mess. Layers of rows of crane tails. But once it comes to actual combat lessons, no one can match Naruto. But celebrities are still honored with the title of Tail of the Crane. After all, this age group, what adults value is the results of cultural subjects. It's not the war years, so no one cares about the actual combat class. The morning study is over. Naruto took over Hinata's bento naturally, then started eating and drinking. Since the last time Hinata discovered that Naruto's lunchbox was instant noodles. Since then, every day when Naruto comes to school, he will find a heart bento on the desk. Until later, Naruto leaned helplessly outside the door, watching Hinata stuff the bento onto his desk. That was also the first time Hinata fainted in front of her. It's the kind that really faints directly. It almost freaked Naruto out. But after that time, the relationship between the two also began to slowly become ambiguous. It's only as thick as a layer of paper. After eating, Naruto still skipped class, but Irika didn't bother with him anymore. This unlucky boy, as long as he doesn't delay his class, he can do whatever he wants. The jungler can't fight, and he can't scold him. The most important thing is that the teacher's favorite method of asking parents is not yet effective for Naruto. And Naruto, who skipped class, the habitual training ground. It is the Konoha village training ground, not the school. Konoha village's training ground is built in the middle of the forest. He would come here from time to time to exercise his physical skills. I have to say monster physique, plus the physique of the Uzumaki clan. These two together are really delicious. Almost catching up with Tsunade's ultimate move. That's right, it was the big cow who used her grandfather's passiveness as a big move. In addition, Naruto also has a fast, self-healing passive talent. Basically, no matter how he exercises himself, it will be back to normal in a second. Now on the trees in this training ground. Basically, every tree has the imprint of Naruto's fist. Today, an uninvited guest came during Naruto's training. Two to be exact, a large watermelon head with a small pot head, right in front of Naruto, staring at Naruto doing physical training. Naruto was directly stunned. The main reason is that these two people just look at it. Why are their eyes so numb? The most important thing is that you, Emperor Guy, are clearly Konoha, the #1 martial artist in the ninja world. Why do you show such a look? What are you envious of? That's right, appeared in front of Naruto. It is the two beasts of Konoha in the future. It's just that Shally has not put on a youthful green tights at this moment. At this moment, Shally was still wearing a white practice uniform. All Might Guy on the sidelines is still eternal youth. Look at Naruto as they see it. Guy turned his head to look at Li directly. Li, this is youth. Continuous practice. Have you realized it? Might Guy said seriously. Teacher Guy. Li burst into tears instantly. Just like that, the two of them suddenly embraced in front of Naruto with tears of joy. Well, just hugging each other with tears in my eyes. Fortunately, Shaoli is still a child over 7 years old. Otherwise, it has a strong philosophical atmosphere. Naruto couldn't resist asking Ninetales to send out a tailed beast bomb. The young man over there, do you want a youthful hug? Guys seem to be watching Naruto's eyes too. Immediately turned to look at Naruto, then gave a thumbs up. Ding sound. A row of crows silently floated past Naruto's head, infecting the quack's breath. The atmosphere was a little awkward. Naruto closed his eyes. Start viewing quests from Might Guy on the quest system. The name of the little acorn. Might Guy who almost kicked the finale. Is it the rumored little acorn? Please host to find out. Reward for mission completion. Chest mirror. Let Guy feel youthful. Please host to act more youthful than Might Guy. Transform directly into a youthful father. Task requirements. Host has to challenge Might Guy every day for a month, whether he wins or loses. Task completion reward. 100,000 energy points. Ninjutsu Rasengan. Youth battlesuit. Put on a green tight-fitting youth suit and bring a more beautiful scenery to Konoha. Reward for completing the task. 100 energy points. There are only 7 or 8 tasks about Might Guy. But except for the first 2, don't care about the latter. One is the name of the little acorn, and the other is the king of youth. These 2, Naruto touched his chin. Maybe give a try. Babe. Where did the music come from? It's too young. But now that he has decided to attack Might Guy, then Naruto is not welcome. Uncle with thick eyebrows, I want to have a youthful duel with you. Naruto said righteously. Oh, boy, are you sure you want to have a youthful battle with me? Might Guy immediately took his hands off Lilok's head. Then he looked at Naruto with a serious face. Of course, Uncle, I can feel a strong, youthful atmosphere in you. As Naruto said, he immediately gave a thumbs up. Then he smiled, and his white teeth clicked. Yaxi, boy, let me feel your full-bodied youth. Might Guy whimpered excitedly. A flash appeared directly opposite Naruto. There is a seal of opposition in the hand. Chapter 24 Challenge The Might Guy. Watch the sudden appearance of Might Guy. Naruto was taken aback. This speed is indeed fast enough. I don't know if the current Might Guy has any weight on him. It would be even scarier if not. And Naruto also formed a seal of opposition. This is a contest between ninjas. About to start. Lee, be optimistic. Physical skills can also become strong. Guy, who was forming a seal, suddenly turned his head and showed a thumbs up to Lee. Lee came back to his senses in an instant. Then he looked at Might Guy expectantly. Uncle Thick Eyebrows, we are fighting. You have to be careful. Naruto's voice suddenly rang in Guy's ear, accompanied by the sound of fists waving. There was a whistling sound. Might Guy's conditioned reflex moved quickly and stepped back. And just where I was, Naruto punched straight into the air. So fast, Might Guy exclaimed directly in his heart. To be honest, he initially agreed to the sparring with Naruto. It's all because I saw a child in a ninja school practicing speed up, so I was inspired to teach, plus Naruto's youthful language. Might Guy decided to guide Naruto well. After all, it's easy to say he is also a Jonin anyway. But now, with that punch just now, Jonin, not even Chunin, will have a hard time recovering. It's hard to imagine that the boy in front of him, who is only 7 or 8 years old, has such a terrifying physical talent. Naruto just hit that. Chakra is not used at all, fighting entirely with his own body. Might Guy, who backed away, raised his head slightly. There was no longer the contempt in his eyes. Instead, he took it seriously. Young man, I have to say, you managed to attract my attention. Then, I'm going to show my true strength. The climax of youth. It's coming. Alas, accompanied by a strange cry. Might Guy appeared directly in front of Naruto. The fist smashed directly without hesitation. The pupils in Naruto's eyes constrict. This speed is too fast. You can see it with your own eyes. But the body can't react at all. Caught off guard, Naruto could only hold up his arms to block the punch. Boom! With one punch, Naruto's body took several steps backwards. It finally stopped. Uncle Thick Eyebrows, then I have to be serious. Naruto calmed down his body. Without further ado, he immediately moved forward. Run towards Might Guy. Ola, ola, ola. With one punch and one kick, the two are directly in this training ground. Constant contact collides together. Take Xiao Li's sight. He could only see a golden figure colliding with a green figure constantly. And the clang of fist on fist, flesh on flesh. It directly made Xiao Li's blood boil. Can't wait to step forward to fight immediately. Of course, he still has a bit of confidence in his own strength. But what Might Guy said before couldn't help but recall in his mind. You can also become a ninja by martial arts. And isn't the battle in front of you just a battle between physical skills? Mr. Guy, what you said is true. Little Liu became more and more excited as she thought about it. The blood in the body circulates rapidly. It made his face a little red. Is it the taste of youth? At this moment, the battle between Naruto and Might Guy is coming to an end. Naruto eventually fell behind. No way, Might Guy is Junin. Combat experience is naturally very rich. And as a professional taijutsu ninja, the force used for each attack is naturally very large. Even Naruto's body couldn't bear it. If you open Naruto's sleeve at this moment, his hands could be clearly seen, with red and swollen marks on his wrists and arms. But now it is slowly recovering. Finally, under the punch of Might Guy, Naruto was pushed back tens of meters, out of breath. Can't even stand up. Boy, you are the most youthful child I have ever seen. How about it? Do you want to learn the blood-blooded martial arts with me? Might Guy's face is also very serious at the moment. However, Naruto just shook his head. I'm sorry, thick eyebrow teacher. I will not give up ninjutsu. Might Guy suddenly felt a little regretful. There is no way. I only know taijutsu, but the child in front of me likes ninjutsu more than taijutsu. He will not misunderstand his children. But just when Might Guy was disappointed, Naruto raised his head suddenly and said, however, Uncle Thick Eyebrows, can I ask you about physical skills in the future? Might Guy was taken aback for a moment, then immediately bared his teeth. Of course. Welcome, hot-blooded boy. My name is Might Guy. Uzumaki Naruto. Saying this, Naruto made a seal of reconciliation. The same goes for Might Guy. Finally, after some small talk, Might Guy took Xiao Li and left. And Naruto also returned home, although it's still school time. What class? What class do you take? Who is a serious scumbag who takes class as well? Naruto back home. Take a comfortable hot bath. Today's battle with Might Guy really benefited him a lot. And the scars produced during the battle, under Naruto's pervert-like physique, have already recovered as before. Looking at his body full of strength, Naruto showed a pervert smile. Teacher Guy, are you ready to accept the passionate youth challenge? To Chapter 25 Chest Mirror the next day. Naruto finally went to school safely for a day. This made Irika a little moved. It's not easy. The sun came out in the west. But Naruto didn't care about Irika, who was moved. After school, I searched directly in Konoha. Finally found it. The Might Guy standing on his head in the street. Still beside him, a small green-skinned watermelon head was also walking upside down, sweating profusely. Mr. Thick Eyebrows, let's have a passionate youth battle. Naruto jumped out and said to Might Guy. Might Guy, who was standing on his head, was taken aback for a moment, then immediately jumped up. Truth be told, Might Guy was genuinely surprised by Naruto's arrival. According to his estimate, after yesterday's battle, Naruto should rest for at least 4 or 5 days before recovering. But he didn't expect that he would challenge himself the next day. What a young man full of youthful vigor. For such a teenager, how could Might Guy take it lightly? He looked at Naruto directly and righteously. Come on, hot-blooded boy. The two walked all the way to the training ground, with a small watermelon head next to them as an audience. After another crackling battle, Naruto lay in the middle of the mess. And Might Guy gasped too. Today's winner. Still Might Guy, but there was no look of defeat on Naruto's face. On the contrary, I am very happy. He felt that ever since fighting the Might Guy, his combat experience is rising in a straight line. After Might Guy's quest is over, my own strength should almost reach Junin standard. The same is true for the fighting in the next few days. Both of them maintain physical skills. No ninjutsu was used. It's a fight between men, and the two fought for almost a week. Might Guy was finally forced to take the weight off himself. The battle was originally evenly divided. Naruto was crushed again. But Naruto was even more excited. The wool is growing again. When not to pluck it this time, Naruto is like a hungry sponge. Crazy enrich themselves. It went on like this for half a month. Every day after school, Naruto will go to Might Guy to have a youthful battle. Such a high frequency of fighting. Even Might Guy is a bit overwhelmed. He doesn't have the pervert physique like Naruto. Naruto recovered after a fight and went back to sleep. And he can only be wrapped in a bandage. Then continue to fight Naruto. Might Guy also has a clear understanding of Naruto at this moment. This is simply a walking monster. He originally thought that Naruto's passionate challenge would be given up, but who would have thought that it would intensify? It didn't take long for the little monster to recover from its wounded body. Just sleep. The next day, he jumped up and down again. When the challenge of the 20th day, Naruto heads to the street where Might Guy trains every day. But no trace of Might Guy was found. This made him have to look again. It took about an hour to find, and the two then engaged in another bloody youthful battle. The next few days, Might Guy is already avoiding Naruto. But Naruto seems to have a dog's nose no matter where he hides. Can be found. And now Might Guy finally understands how Kakashi feels. The taste of being forced to challenge. Really uncomfortable. And on day 29, trembling, Might Guy came to Konoha Hospital and wrapped the bandages. Walked out of the hospital full of shadows. He's a little scared of Naruto now. The battle now. He is no longer good at fighting. Go directly onto the Leaf Hurricane. This battle of youth. Might Guy was a little scared. Some regret agreeing to Naruto. Even when he hears the word youth now, he feels the urge to get seasick. Sighed. Might Guy can't take the initiative to regret. He's a Jonin after all. If this matter gets out, will his old face be put? Under the painful expression on his face, Might Guy started thinking about where to hide today. Coincidentally, Konoha Public Toilet appeared beside Might Guy. Well, it's all here. Let's go up and then go. Might Guy came to the toilet unsteadily. Difficult to open the bird's door. No way. My hand hurts. It can only be a little harder. However, when he was released, Naruto's voice suddenly sounded. Let's have a bloody battle. The youthful, thick-browed teacher, a little head full of blonde hair, lie directly on the Might Guy peeing wall. Just like when Might Guy challenged Kakashi back then. The scene fell into silence for a while, until the corner of Naruto's mouth twitched and said, "Acorn." Acorn, then with a plop, it fell directly from the wall. Hot eyes. Konoha's acorn beast is actually real. No wonder Guy was single until the passing of Boruto. It's you who reproduce asexually through space. Congratulations to host for completing the task. The skill chest reflector has been unlocked. Chest mirror. The pectoralis major resists attacks, whether it is physical attacks or magical attacks. It's all sozy. Talking about it, Naruto did not expect that this task was actually completed in this way. His original plan was to invite Might Guy to eat barbecue and soak in the hot spring after the 30-day challenge, in order to thank Might Guy for his cultivation. At that time, of course, it will be possible to see whether it is a small acorn in a hot spring. But by chance, it was unlocked ahead of time. Really, nothing to say. Of course, for Might Guy. There is no FK to say. Chapter 26, The Power of the Chest Reflector. Then Naruto started, carefully analyzing the skill he had acquired. Simply put, that is, in Naruto's current status. If used, it is equivalent to anti-armor. And if it is transformed into Baltan and used, it is equivalent to a rebound. But in any case, Naruto with this skill is definitely the nemesis of the speed ninja. And now, Might Guy with reddish face and anger hidden in his eyes appeared angrily in front of Naruto. Naruto's eyes lit up. Isn't the test product here? Little devil, today I allow you to use your full strength. The fight between the two of us, it's not limited to physical skills. Might Guy said angrily. He even clenched his fists angrily, and the bandages on his arms began to be broken by the powerful force. Of course, it's something you can't ask for. Naruto also said excitedly, "Is this an all-out fight?" To be honest, Naruto traveled to this world until now. Has not been fully shot too. After all, he has been living in the surveillance prison of the third generation since he was a child. finally graduated from school. Third generation finally stopped staring at himself every day. It also gave Naruto some freedom. But for now, there's still no chance to make a full shot. And now, here's your chance. My own perception does not perceive the feeling of being watched. In Guy's words, to be honest, Naruto has a 99% chance that Guy will never talk to third generation about himself. After all, Guy can be regarded as the most hated person among Konoha-sama. There is even a popular saying in Jonin circles that Guy is not qualified to be a Jonin at all. Of course, this is just a conservative estimate. Another important reason is that Naruto now has self-protection capital. If it really makes third generation realize that something is wrong with him, then he is also sure to defect to Konoha. A 7-year-old rebellious ninja is quite interesting, to be honest. 10 minutes later, the two came to a more secret place. The two officially formed a seal of opposition. Then your grandma came directly to knock on the door. Opened Duman directly, but something happened that surprised Might Guy. Obviously, he has opened 8 inner gates. It is also the Duman of the 5th gate. That's pretty much Might Guy right. The 2 doors above, not necessary at all for the villagers of Konoha village. That is used against the enemy. And Might Guy under Duman is acceptable. If he is above the do door, he will have many side effects when opening the door. And Naruto is just a 7 or 8-year-old kid now. It's embarrassing for him to use his full strength. If it fails again, the picture is so beautiful that he dare not imagine it. Might Guy, however, just turned on 8 inner gates. A familiar short figure appeared in front of him. Blonde hair, immature face, and that little fist, swinging right at Might Guy. Years of Jonin's combat experience made him react immediately. Just kick your legs up and hide, with the help of a tree behind him. Might Guy appeared directly tens of meters from Naruto. Looking at Naruto, who greeted him with a smile, Might Guy shuddered violently. Isn't this speed too fast? Is this the body flicker technique? Feels faster than the body flicker technique. When Kakashi used the body flicker technique, he didn't feel it, but he can barely distinguish Kakashi's attack. Naruto's is really not noticeable at all. Really like a ninja in the dark. Teacher thick eyebrows, be careful. Naruto is eager to try. It doesn't feel bad to use all your strength for a moment. Come on, boy, show me your proud youth. Pale green steam emanates from Might Guy. Even the ground beneath his feet cracked open like spider cracks. Leaf hurricane. Might Guy let out a loud shout, then jumped directly into the air. Stretch out your left foot directly and spin in the air like a tornado. The speed was so fast that Naruto couldn't see clearly. Caught off guard, Might kicked Naruto directly in the chest instead. Boom, boom, boom. Naruto's body took several steps back. In the end, he barely grabbed a branch to stabilize his body. And Naruto, who came back slowly, looked forward immediately. After a kick from Might Guy, the body also fell firmly in place. Putting on a fighting pose, the expression on his face didn't change at all. This made Naruto a little stunned. Doesn't your own chest mirror work? But what Naruto doesn't know is that Might Guy is suffering and can't tell. Naruto's chest reflector is still very effective. At least Might Guy felt like he was kicking Iron Body. The toes are skimmed. But can he show it in front of Naruto? He can't. Don't forget the identity of both. One is a ninja school student who is not even a ninja. There's also Jonin from Konoha. I really want to show myself covering my feet and grinning in front of Naruto. Might Guy can't afford to lose this guy. His father knew that he had to climb out of the coffin to give himself a kick. But Might Guy still has experience. Naruto didn't put anything on his chest. In the previous battle, he also touched Naruto's chest. It's soft just like Iron Body when that foot touched it just now. So, is this a special physical skill? It seems that he is indeed a young man with talent. Might Guy has forgotten about the acorn exposure incident just now. He decides, come to a real duel with the boy in front of you. Hot-blooded youth. It has been boiling him for a long time. Chapter 27 Strange Mission, Leaf Great Whirlwind. Without hesitation, Guy kicked it over. But now he has learned. I took a fancy to the timing. It didn't kick at Naruto's chest. Instead, it aimed at Naruto's legs. With the strength of Might Guy, Naruto has a great possibility of losing his fighting power with this kick. So of course Naruto wouldn't just stand there in a daze. Straight out your hands. Destructive beams appear. Throw it, Mike Guy. Mike Guy kicked it as if he didn't see it. With brute strength. It actually...
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.